The Saints are on Q93.
You look at the 49ers, who've scored 31 points in each of their 3 games. They're rushing the ball for 4.9 yards per carry. Ricky Waters has really helped them, hasn't he? Pretty much his rookie year was a waste because of injuries, but he's come on to do a good job for them.
Our defensive coaches at the beginning of the week expressed to me that they felt like he was the best running back they've had in the last 5 or 6 years, back to when Roger Craig was in his prime. And so that's impressive. Rathman is an outstanding fullback, as good as there is in the National Football League. And of course, with the receivers they got, they got the stats and they deserve them.
You know, it's amazing. Jerry Rice has never missed a game in his career. Last year, I think he had 80 catches playing with a partially torn tendon in his knee. He's phenomenal, isn't he?
He's a great athlete, and everything I hear from people is he's has a tremendous work ethic. In fact, I was watching the Green Bay-Pittsburgh game on TV today, and they quoted Mike Holmgren, who used to be the offensive coordinator with the 49ers, as he was comparing Sterling Sharp, Green Bay's receiver, to Rice, and he says really the only difference is the work ethic of Rice, and he wasn't knocking Sharp. He says that Rice works 24 hours a day, so that's probably one of the reasons why he's so durable.
Last week, prior to the Jets playing against the 49ers, Bruce Coslett came up with the idea that field goals were not going to win this game, and they went for it, I think, on 4th and 6 early, and didn't make it. And he said he went into the game deciding that they were going to go for it most of the time in 4th down, because with the high-powered offense of the 49ers, he didn't think he could get in a field goal battle with these guys and win it. Do you ever go into a game, I'm not asking you to compare your strategy to his, but do you ever go into a game thinking, well, this is going to be a high-scoring, this is going to be a low-scoring? Does it ever influence your strategy prior to a game, or do you just see how the game evolves before you make those kind of decisions?
A little bit of both, Jim. You know, you kind of go in with some feelings as to how you can do against these guys, whether you should go for it on 4th down, because maybe their short yardage defense has been very good, and you don't think you match up too well with them, so you're better off getting the automatic 3 points. And so there's some things that you go into the game with, but also as the game evolves, the score, field position, how successful you've been as to how they've been. You know, these are things that enter into it also, and you have to make a decision at the time.
Back with a final word in just one moment. This is the Saints Network.
Tom Dempsey for Tabasco brand pepper sauce.
Dempsey kicks, it's on the way! It is!
Most people remember me for that 63-yard field goal, but the things I remember most when I was kicking in other NFL cities was New Orleans' terrific food and that Louisiana legend Tabasco sauce. In fact, I came back to New Orleans to live and never stopped using those great Tabasco brand products. If you want to get that extra kick out of your favorite foods, do what the Dempseys do. Make Tabasco sauce a part of your lineup.
There's something going on at your Jeep and Eagle dealer. Clearance sale. It's the end of the model year. Save big. Your dealer wants to make room for all the new models. Save really big. Get a 4-wheel drive Jeep Cherokee and save. Blow it on yourself. Or get cash back on Eagle Talent. Count it. Save big on Jeep Wrangler Party and 4-door Eagle Summit. Look cool. Not too many people all America know about this money event, so take your time. Hurry in now. This offer runs forever. Ends soon. Jeep is a registered trademark of Chrysler Corporation.
See your Southland Jeep and Eagle dealer today.
Well, last week as we talked prior to the Falcon game, one of the things you said that would be the key to success against them would be not allowing big plays. You didn't, and you won. Is that a primary goal? I know it is for you every week, but is that the primary goal this week as well?
Yeah, well, these guys are a lot like the Falcons. You know, they have the talent on offense to get the big play, you know, with their receivers and their passing game. And so this is, again, we go in with this goal with these guys, too. Again, like you say, Jim, it is every week, but you emphasize it more against certain teams like the Falcons and, of course, the 49ers.
Jim, best of luck out here tonight.
Thank you.
For Jim Morris Chalk Talk, I'm Jim Henderson. Thank you, Coach.
Chalk Talk with head coach Jim Mora, an exclusive pregame presentation of the Saints Radio Network. Kickoff is just minutes away, and just moments away are the pregame thoughts of Jim Henderson, Archie Manning, and David Garrett. You're listening to New Orleans Saints football.
Hi, I'm Continuous Music Q93's LBJ, and we understand that the workday gets to be a pain right before lunchtime. Just for you, we've designed the Oldies All Request Lunch Hour to help you get through. Let us know what you want to hear. 260-9393 or toll free at 1-800-364-9393 or fax us at 522-6612. It happens right here at noon on Continuous Music Q93.
all day, every day carry-out special. Get 2 medium one-topping pizzas, a lunch order of breadsticks, and a 2-liter bottle of Pepsi Cola, all for just $9.99. Carry-out special available at participating Pizza Hut restaurants, now accepting Visa and MasterCard.
What can you buy for $9.95 these days? Quite a lot, with Express Mail overnight delivery service from your post office. For less than $10, you put the full power of the United States Postal Service to work for you. Over 700,000 men and women ready to do whatever it takes to assure next morning delivery. Express Mail service, just $9.95 for up to 8 ounces. Sponsored by your Postal Service.
Some food for thought, so pay close attention. Tomorrow morning, listen to CJ & Company from 5:30 until 10 a.m. for your chance to join CJ & Company live at Shoney's Restaurant Tuesday morning on St. Charles Avenue. CJ is going to give away plenty of free breakfast to listeners, and we'll have guests from the New Orleans Saints to join us. It's a lot of fun, food, and talk with the Saints. It's CJ & Company live at Shoney's at St. Charles Avenue, Tuesday morning at 7 a.m., only on the official FM station of the New Orleans Saints, your Q93.
The Saints are on Q93.
Here come the Saints. Clear Channel Sports presents New Orleans Saints football as the Saints defend their Western Division NFC title. Proud sponsors of the Saints on radio include Southwest Airlines, providing frequent flights and low fares, which is why flying Southwest Airlines is just plain smart. Popeye's famous fried chicken and biscuits, the official training table product of the New Orleans Saints. Ford Quality Care. It may be your car, but it's still our baby. Sears Brand Central. The brand you want at the store you trust. Your Southland Jeep and Eagle dealers. Remember, there's only one Jeep. Pennzoil Motor Oil and Gum Out. Available at all Walmart stores. BC Headache Powder. No matter where you're hurting, nothing works faster. And Tabasco brand products. Tabasco sauce, 7-spice chili, and Tabasco Bloody Mary mix. They're Louisiana legends. Now stand by to claim your 50-yard line seat with the 1992 play-by-play voice of the Saints, David Garrett.
Good evening to Saints fans everywhere. This has been a long-awaited game ever since San Francisco came from behind to defeat the Saints in December of last season, handing New Orleans its 3rd straight loss. Tonight, this contest between the 49ers and the Saints is for sole possession of first place in the NFC Western Division, a very big battle this early in the season. The top offensive unit in the National Football League comes to New Orleans, and San Francisco, 2-1, plays the Saints 2-1 in this NFC Western Division game. Lots of folks have looked forward to this game for a lot of reasons. First of all, just to see how good the offense of San Francisco is against one of the best defenses in the National Football League, which belong to the New Orleans Saints. And if you look at the offense of San Francisco versus the defense performance by the Saints, they mirror each other very well. The 49ers have outscored their opponents in the first half of their games this season, 65-20. The Saints have outscored their opponents in the second half this season, 45-6. But San Francisco's been outscored in the second half, 42-28, and the Saints have been outscored in the first half, 22-6. What does all this mean? Well, maybe not a lot for tonight's ball game, but it is the best defense or best offense in the league against one of the best defenses in the league, Jim Henderson. How much will that matchup take prominence in this evening's game?
Well, I think a great deal, David. Somehow the Saints have got to find a way to unleash the offense that they have. I think you'll see them perhaps throwing the ball a little bit more on first down, throwing the ball earlier in the game than they have, perhaps not depending quite as much on the running game as they felt they had to against the Falcons and the Bears in the last 2 contests. I don't think if the Saints score 17 tonight, it might not get it. And they may not get that much against a 49er defense that's constantly underrated, especially with their people up front. They run a lot of people in and out. They keep them fresh. They're pretty steady at their linebacking core. Their safeties have been a bit of a problem for that 49er defense, but still, it's a very sound and underrated one.
Archie Manning, just how good is this San Francisco offense?
Well, it's number one in the NFC, number one in the league. They've actually been trying to improve their running game for the last couple of years, ever since they lost Roger Craig, and they feel like they've replaced him with a young man out of Notre Dame named Ricky Waters. He's having a good year. He's rushed for almost 250 yards, over 5 yards per carry, and that helps your passing game so much. Steve Young The guy's always has a high percentage, almost 70%. He's thrown 6 touchdowns, just 1 interception. When he runs the ball, he's one of the 3 most dangerous quarterbacks in running the football in the National Football League, averaging almost 8 yards per carry. So the offensive line is a veteran group, very solid throughout. You got a Jerry Rice, maybe one day he'll go down as the greatest receiver of all time. Mike Sherrard's filling in for John Taylor. They'll use their tight end occasionally. It's an outstanding offense. The Saints will have to play their very best on defense tonight to shut them down and try to keep them from scoring their normal 31 points. They've scored 31 in all 3 games this year.
All right, inactive tonight are Hobie Brenner, who has a bruised kidney and is in street clothes on the sideline, and Jim Wilkes, who has been hampered with an injury for several weeks. So for the first time all season, all 3 quarterbacks are active for a given Saints ball game. We'll amplify that a little bit more later on. We'll have more of today's pregame show in a moment here on the Saints Network.
When it comes to getting your Ford serviced, you don't want any surprises. That's why Interstate Ford in Metairie keeps the prices for the most common services listed on a menu over the service counter, so you can see what the charges are up front. Like an engine tune-up for as low as $39.95. Stop in at Interstate Ford, 3724 Veterans Boulevard in Metairie anytime. There are no surprises here. Quality care. It may be your car, but it's still our baby.
When you're spending hard-earned money on electronics, appliances, and home office equipment, it's good to know there'll always be a store you can trust. Sears Brand Central. You can count on more top brands, more service people, affordable credit options, and most important, a name backed by over 100 years of quality, integrity, and constant good values. No wonder more people buy more top brands from the store they trust. Sears Brand Central.
You can count on me, Sears Roebuck and Company.
Welcome back to the Louisiana Superdome. San Francisco owns a 30-win, 13-loss, and 2-tie advantage in this all-time series. Only 13 Saints wins. San Francisco has won 9 of the last 13 matchups. The team split 2 games last season in the defensive struggle. New Orleans pulled out a 10-3 victory November 10th here in the Superdome. But 3 weeks later, December 1st, in Candlestick Park, the Niners won 38-24. The 2 teams combined for 798 yards that day, including 415 by the Niners. San Francisco rallied from a 24-17 deficit, scored 21 points in the fourth quarter to hand the Saints their 3rd straight loss. As far as rankings are concerned, in 1992, the Saints in the NFC on offense ranked 12th. The 49ers in the NFC are 1st. In fact, they're 1st in the NFL, while the Saints are 21st in the NFL overall in total offense. Defensively, though, the Saints are 7th in the NFC in total defense, 16th in the NFL. NFC-wise for the 49ers, they're ranked number 13, and in the NFL, number 27 in total defense. We'll see if this game plays to that factor today. On the heels of the team's first ever NFC West Division Championship, the saga of the Saints, the illustrated history of the first 25 seasons, has been published in New Orleans. 176-page, hardbound, written by Louisiana sports journalist Wayne Mack, who's covered this NFL team on a daily basis since its inception. To order your copy of Saga of the Saints now before the limited first edition is completely sold out, you can call and charge by phone 1-800-358-1950. The Saga of the Saints, a must for every Saints fan. Call now, 800-358-1950. Also available at B. Dalton Booksellers. We'll have more on our pregame show after these messages. You're listening to New Orleans Saints football.
Exxon Shop salutes the 26th Saints season with special savings they're passing on to you. Save with the Tiger all summer long. Stop in a local convenient Exxon Shop near you and stock up on plenty of 10K. Beat summer heat with lots of 10K. All 32-ounce flavors only 99 cents at all participating Exxon Shops. Rely on the Tiger. Rely on your Exxon Shops. Stock up on plenty of 10K. All 32-ounce flavors only 99 cents at all participating Exxon Shops. Rely on the Tiger. Rely on your Exxon Shops. Prices may vary at participating locations.
You can believe everything you hear about Royal Mazda. They're the dealership that's different. So when Royal says they've got a great Mazda for you, it's a fact.
When you drive away with a Royal Mazda, we feel like that we're sitting in the back seat.
Our customers depend on us to be there for them long after they've bought their car, and we are.
Mazda trucks are tough. Mazda sells itself.
This is Mazda Mania.
Take it from the pros who know. Royal Mazda, the dealership that's different.
Q93 presents the Popeyes Saints Sweepstakes. There are 2 weekly prizes. All you do is go into any participating Popeyes restaurant, pick up an official Saints bumper sticker, fill it out, and mail it in. Then listen to Q93 every Wednesday morning for the winning weekly name. You can win 4 tickets to the next Saints home game. You and 3 of your friends would be guests of Q93 at the Saints tailgate party. Receive a Saints duffel bag, jacket, and jersey, and your participated Popeyes Pop of the Game. Or the second weekly prize, 2 tickets to the next Saints away game, 2 round-trip airfares, 2 nights at an NFL hotel plus $200 in cash. If you're not a weekly winner, not to worry. All 9 winning entries are eligible for the grand prize. That's 2 tickets to Super Bowl 92, 2 round-trip airfares, 4 nights at an NFL hotel plus $500 cash. There's a winner every week during the Q93 Popeye Saints Sweepstakes. Listen every Wednesday morning for the winning name. In addition, if you call Q93 within the time allotted, there's more to win. Go into any participating Popeyes restaurant and get ready to win. From continuous music, Q93, the FM station for the New Orleans Saints.
The Saints are on Q93.
Welcome back to the Louisiana Superdome. Today, the San Francisco 49ers against the New Orleans Saints. Dave Garrett along with Archie Manning and Jim Henderson in our pregame segment, talking with defensive coordinator Steve Sidwell. And Steve, Coach Moore has mentioned several times what a good offense this team runs that you're facing today. Not necessarily talent, but it's just a good offense. The scheme and I guess other things that you coaches consider. What does he mean by that?
Well, I think that they've got their timing passing game down to a real science, and that's been developed over years of running the same offense. Really, this is, in essence, the same offense they've been running ever since Bill Walsh was the coach there. And, geez, why switch even though he's not there? It's excellent.
So in an injury situation with timing such that you've got a quarterback like Young, who's no real second teamer, he's a first teamer in a lot of people's minds, it doesn't drop off that much when key players may not be able to fill those roles in the lineup?
Well, that's been one of the remarkable things about those people is they've been able to do an outstanding job even when key guys get hurt. They've been putting up some unbelievable numbers. And, hey, it'll take everything we have to get them slowed down.
How do you scout a team that you don't know what players will be in what positions come game time?
Well, we think we will know what players will be in what positions come game time. We feel like Jerry Rice will be in the same spot he'll be, and we feel like Mike Sherrard will go replace John Taylor. And that, in essence, is all that there will be. So it hasn't been a big problem for us in that regard.
Same for the Saints. When the running game works well, the rest do. The rest of the offense does. When the running game hasn't, Saints have struggled, and they've struggled. San Francisco hasn't because of the so-called resurgence of their running game. I guess after Roger Craig left, it seemed to have maybe dropped a little bit. What has happened in '92?
Well, I think they're blocking well, and I think that they've added Ricky Waters as a mature player who, he was out all year last year with an injury. He's really looked good. Their running games look better than it has to us in any time in the last 4 or 5 years, and that's since, Craig was in his heyday.
I know you'd like to stop this team, but is stopping them the big advantage or just slowing them down?
Oh, no, you have to stop them. I mean, there's basically the thing you have to do is not allow them to score points. And you have to create some turnovers against a team like this. And we really need to do a great job of closing down their big play. They end up making scores and big yardage on people, and that's something that when we've played them well in the past, we've been able to eliminate the big play, and that's critical for us tonight.
Do coaches like to hear bend but not break? Because it seems as though the defense, although their backs have been against the wall several times in the 3 games that we've played, you haven't broken.
Well, obviously, you'd like to win every down, but realistically, you're not going to. we feel two things are important. All of the statistics really can be damned. The first one is, are you creating turnovers? And so far we have been. And are you not allowing points? And so far we've been okay there too. So if we can do those two things, we don't give a damn if they make 900 yards in a game. If you hold them to points, a few points, and can create some turnovers, you'll be all right.
Hard to top those comments. Pretty strong by Steve Sidwell, the defensive coordinator of the New Orleans Saints. We'll get a response from Jim and Archie in a moment. Now these network messages on the Saints Network.
These days in business, you have to look at problems as challenges. For instance, they cut my department's travel budget in half and said I had to keep sending out the same number of people. Okay, I accepted the challenge and found a solution. Southwest Airlines Friends Fly Free offer. You can buy one round-trip ticket at their low, unrestricted fare, and a friend flies with you free, anywhere Southwest Airlines flies. And friends aren't just spouses and pals. They're bosses and partners and clients, too. There's no advance purchase on a Friends Fly Free ticket either. Just make a reservation at least 24 hours in advance and stay over for one night. By the way, this offer doesn't include local airport taxes up to $12 round trip each. If your plans change at the last minute, Southwest Friends Fly Free tickets are fully refundable. And although seats are limited right now, they're available all week long. Friends Fly Free only on Southwest Airlines. It's the perfect solution to cut your business budget or to turn a short business trip into a long weekend. Call 1-800-I-FLY-SWA. It's just plain smart.
If you've been putting off your car's oil change, do it now. Today's 4- and 6-cylinder cars are really tough on motor oils. Drive into Express Lube in Pineville, Louisiana, and get a complete Castrol GTX oil change. While you're there, register to win free Saints tickets. The job will be done fast and done right using Castrol. Castrol provides maximum protection against both viscosity and thermal breakdown. Spruce up your car's engine at Express Lube in Pineville, Louisiana.
Steve Stonebreaker for Tabasco brand products.
I spent most of my NFL career as a linebacker. Now that I have my own restaurant, you could say I went from bruising and breaking ribs to serving the world's best baby back ribs. Like a good game plan, a good recipe has to contain all the right ingredients. At Stonebreaker's restaurant in Metairie, we proudly feature Tabasco Bloody Mary mix and Tabasco sauce. We always make Tabasco a part of our lineup at Stonebreaker's. It's a Louisiana legend.
Back in the Dome, pregame activities continue to take place before the Saints and Niners, and not using exactly the same words, it doesn't matter much. Well, he doesn't care much if 900 yards are given up by a certain defense as long as points are not the factor. Steve Sidwell's paraphrase quote, Jim Henderson and Archie Manning, and so far this season that's held true to form.
Yeah, it really has. They've only allowed 28 points. That's the second fewest to the Philadelphia Eagles, and all Saints fans know what kind of a defense they have. So yes, points allowed should be the biggest statistic because as Jim Moore was pointing out prior to the game, sometimes your defense against the rush can be skewed by them running the ball late in the half in what might be a long passing formation. You've seen the Saints do that with Dalton Hilliard last week prior to the half against Atlanta in a 3rd and long situation late in the half. They ran him and he picked up a big gain. So it really doesn't mean much because you're in a situation where you're just trying to prevent the long pass.
Also, David, Steve Sidwell mentioned the turnovers, and the Saints have caused turnovers, 9 of them this year. 6 fumble recoveries. That's an outstanding statistic. And, of course, the Saints stand at +5 giveaway-takeaway ratio, which leads the NFL. Those are good numbers, and it's a good thing because the offense is not upholding their numbers from the past, Jim, that has made the Saints such a good team. And we've talked about that earlier. Primarily time of possession, where the Saints have always been a 34, 35-minute team. They're at 25 now. 3rd down conversions, where the Saints have been close to 40% many times this year. They're at 27%. I maintain the reason for that is because the reason the Saints were a 40% 3rd down conversion team because they faced a lot of 3rd and 1s, a lot of 3rd and 2s. And obviously in these first 3 games, we've seen a lot of 3rds and 7s and even 3rd and 12s, and you're not going to convert those at a 40% rate.
You know, Archie, I wonder, too, if we aren't getting to the point in this season where if the offense doesn't start picking up, it affects the defense a little bit, psychologically perhaps as much as physically. I saw an allusion that Pat Swilling made to that in the paper, and it's been a long-standing problem on this team.
Hey, I think that's human nature, and I think it's something, players are going to always, they'll deny, but still when they get in their little groups and it's just defensive guys, you can't help but point something like that out. And it happens, it's natural, and I think the offense knows it too, and I think, it becomes hard after a while for the offense to kind of you look a defensive player in the eye, and you kind of start being very apologetic and so forth. So I think the way to really conquer that and cure that is for the offense to go out and play Saints type of football that's made them successful in the past, and that is the balance of a good running game. Start converting on the short passes. Get Bobby Hebert away from a 45% completion back to a 65% completion guy. Those are numbers he's maintained. And keep the defense off the field. Move the ball. Make the chains move, and hopefully do a better job of getting in the end zone, especially when it's first down on the 1-yard line.
Well, we've gone this deep into our pregame without mentioning the name Lewis Lips, and it's for a reason. We talk with his coach, Steve Walters, the receivers coach of the Saints, coming up in just a moment. Let's pause now for these messages. You're listening to New Orleans Saints football.
The newest resort on the Biloxi Gulf Coast, the Grand Biloxi Beach Resort, has put together something special for all you big winners, just so you don't have to wait in line. They have arranged for your VIP entrance to the Isle of Capri Casino and the Biloxi Bell Casino. The big winners plan also includes room for two, all bar drinks, your choice of a meal daily, tax and transportation, all for $59 per person per night. Some restrictions apply. Don't wait in line. Be a VIP at the Grand Biloxi Beach Resort. Call 1-800-325-9384. Silver Bullet is the right beer now. The right beer now. And the difference is clear, yeah. You know it's the one for you. So clean, so fresh and true. Brought to you by Coors Light, the crisp tasting beer that's mountains above the rest. Remember to reach for the Silver Bullet when there's no room for filling up. Coors Light. Of Cardell Thomas provides competent and trustworthy legal advice in a warm and comfortable environment. This team of legal professionals has served their New Orleans community for the past 10 years. Now, if you have legal problems, their professionals stand poised to help you. Cardell Thomas and his associates has assisted thousands of people just like you in cases from maritime, personal injury, criminal, divorces, and succession. Stop by their office at 3723 Canal Street or call 482-2841. 482-2841. The law firm of Cardell Thomas gets results.
If it's sports, you've got to know all the scores. Baseball, football, hockey, and more. If it's about the Saints, you want to know all the updates. The decision makers, Jim Finch and the Jim Morris Show. And who knows the Saints better than our favorite quarterback, the Archie Manning Show. Where can you get all of this and a whole lot more? Q93 sister station, Sports 1280 AM. Sports 24 hours a day. So while the other stations are reporting what they predict, hear it from the horse's mouth. Sports 24 hours a day, only on Sports 1280 AM.
The Saints are on Q93.
Jim Henderson in our pregame show, a visit with Steve Walters, who got a new addition this week, and kind of the musical chairs rotating through the receiver position. Before we talk about Lewis Lips, Steve, what do musical chairs cause, good or bad? Probably less than more in this position.
Well, it's difficult to get a guy ready as soon as you'd like in football. It's not like baseball or basketball where you can almost get a guy one day and play in the next. It takes a while to learn the system. And as far as Lewis is concerned, he's really a bright guy and sharp, and he's capable of playing in tonight's game. I don't know how much he will play, but he could play.
Lewis Lips is a great addition for special teams for this team. At least that's what people think. How much do you think he would be used special teams-wise?
Well, I really can't answer that right now, Dave. I don't know exactly what our plans are along those lines, but I'm sure we're planning on using him in the punt return on the punt return team, and then he would be capable on the kickoff returns also.
Steve, Torrance Small has obviously won himself a position on this team. Would you tell the fans what he did to allow himself the opportunity to now make the 47-man roster?
Well, he just played really well. He caught the ball. He's a big guy. He's smart. He knows all the positions that he would need to know as a backup receiver, and we're looking forward to seeing him in a regular season game, see how he performs.
Okay, now to Lewis Lips. Would you tell us the qualities that he brings just in sheer talent if you were to evaluate his position head to toe? Maybe strengths, some weaknesses too. What kind of receiver is Lips?
Well, Lewis over the years has been a very capable receiver. He probably doesn't quite have the speed that he once had, but he's got good speed. He's got excellent balance. He's got real good hands, and his experience and his route running make him valuable to us.
How valuable is that knowledge of knowing, playing against these defenders for the years that he has, knowing kind of how they're going to play you, and really he would have the advantage, I would think, in beating them?
Well, that's invaluable. I mean, you can't... you can't put a worth on that. I think the only way you can learn how to play in this league is get out there and play. First of all, you have to have the ability, and then you have to get out there and play against these guys to really find out what it's like. So Lewis has done that, and I think he's going to be a good addition to our team.
I've been impressed with the pass catching that the receiver corps has performed this year. Balls put in the area. I can't recall any blatant drops other than maybe Floyd's bad game here on the home turf. But what have your thoughts been as far as just the physical pass catching skills that the team has displayed so far?
Well, our guys have through the years. That's the reason we're more into catching than anything else. And that's pretty good quality to have a receiver, but we've got some guys who can catch and have proven they can catch, and they work hard at it, and we expect them to make catches in crowds, and we expect them to catch the ball with people on. That's their job. So, there have been some we've dropped that we could have or should have caught, and I think that's always going to be the case. But for the most part, these guys are pretty good catchers, and they'll come up with the ball most of the time.
Philadelphia, great defense. Bears, pretty good defense. Atlanta, good defensive backs. What kind of opposition, defensive back-wise, will San Francisco offer tonight?
Oh, they're excellent. They're good, and good cover guys. They've got four real good corners. They're with coverage ability, and their safeties are good tacklers. They've got an excellent team. Their pass rush has been really good. So we've got our hands full, just like every game. We'll just have to play as hard as we can and see what happens.
Wide receivers coach Steve Walters joining us on the pregame show, and I don't know of anything that's boosted the morale so far this season like the news of signing Louis Lips, guys. And Jim Finks told me on Tuesday night he doesn't know of a situation ever where a player's been let go, has displayed an interest or a love of going somewhere, and then have that fairy tale happen.
Well, that did work out nicely. When he was still going to be a protected free agent, a restricted free agent, there was very little likelihood that anybody was going to give up a couple of number ones to pick up a Louis Lips. The Steelers this year have lost patience with people during holdouts. They're kind of in a rebuilding phase, though they're winning while rebuilding. So they've chosen to release a few guys like that. Fortunately, Louis Lips was one of them. I think fans here in New Orleans are perhaps a little bit overreacting to the addition of Louis Lips because they remember his days at USM, and they remember his early career when he was such a great threat as a punt returner. You're not going to see the Louis Lips here of 1982 or 83.
I think you're right, Jim. We will see him returning punts, and I'm sure he's good at fielding them, and I hope he gets some yardage on it. I think it's going to be a while before we really see a lot of it in the passing game. I think the Saints coaches are excited about getting Torrance Small into this four-receiver set. This young man's caught the ball well since the beginning of training camp, and they say, hey, let's go ahead and give him a shot. He's a big, strong guy, and I think he can catch the football.
Well, he was the leading receiver on the team in preseason, and everybody was a little surprised when they released him. Unfortunately, they were able to bring him back on the developmental. But some of the people, Steve Walters in particular, were saying Torrance Small's been catching everything thrown his way, primarily on the scout teams during practice this week.
Well, do you think it was then the addition of some insurance like Louis Lips of knowing he could at least return punts that probably was the demise of Patrick Newman?
I think so. Patrick was always going to be the guy who was trying to make your team as a fifth receiver. Louis catches the ball very naturally as a punt returner. He can step in and do that right away, and he's certainly going to upgrade the receiving corps from a veteran standpoint. Archie, you could speak to this when you talk about Bobby Hebert. He's not been exactly throwing to the most talented core of wide receivers in the league, with Eric sort of at the end of his career and coming back after a long holdout, and then losing Floyd Turner, who I thought was really emerging and is going to be a star this year in this league.
Yeah, it's just, everybody's kind of just alike. And I'm not saying Louis Lips, the addition there is going to be a lot different. Everybody's speed's probably very close together. Many of them the same type of receivers. I think Torrance, Eric's been a fabulous receiver because of his strength, and he uses his strength to get open. I think Torrance Small has that same ability.
All right, coming up next, the Southwest Airlines starting lineups as we have more pregame in a moment on the Saints Network.
Power, BC Power. When your job gives you a powerful headache, you need the power of BC. Power, BC Power.
In this auto body shop, you get a headache just walking in the door.
BC Power in the powder, the power of BC.
Somebody's hammering out dents over here or running the grinder over there. So there's always noise.
BC Power in the powder, the power of BC.
Then on top of that, there's fumes. Pretty soon your head starts pounding like a sledgehammer.
You need something to see you through, something strong so you feel like new.
Around here, there's headaches just looking for a place to happen. But BC knocks them right out.
BC Power in the powder, the power of
strong relief, BC stops paying fast.
The power of BC.
Use as directed. Keep your car's engine in shape with Pennzoil Motor Oil from Walmart. Pennzoil Motor Oil from Walmart gives your car's engine the protection needed against heat, cold, and friction. And Walmart has Pennzoil Motor Oil available in straight and multiple viscosity grades. So for world-class protection for your car's engine, pick up some Pennzoil Motor Oil. It will keep your car in shape, and at the Walmart price, your budget will be fit. Walmart. Always.
When it comes to getting your Ford serviced, you don't want any surprises. That's why Interstate Ford in Metairie keeps the prices for the most common services listed on a menu over the service counter, so you can see what the charges are up front. Like an engine tune-up for as low as $39.95. Stop in at Interstate Ford, 3724 Veterans Boulevard in Metairie anytime. There are no surprises here. Quality care. It may be your car, but it's still our baby.
And the home of God.
Welcome back to the Louisiana Superdome on the Saints Network. Dave Garrett along with Archie Manning and Jim Henderson. And now it's time for the Southwest Airlines starting lineups. And on the Saints offense tonight, you'll see Wesley Carroll at one wide receiver and Quinn Early at the other. Getting his first start of the year at tight end will be Frank Wainwright. Tommy Stowers has been reactivated. Of course, Kerry Blanchard was waived this weekend to make room for another tight end as Kobe Brenner has kidney bruise problems. Across the front offensive line, left to right, it's Richard Cooper, Jim Dombrowski, Joel Hilgenberg at center, then Derek Kennard and Stan Brock. Bobby Hebert starts at quarterback tonight, along with Vaughn Dunbar at halfback and Craig Hayward at fullback, the starting Saints offense. On defense, Jim Wilkes is inactive this evening, so Les Miller will get the start at nose tackle, with Frank Warren on the right and Wayne Martin on the left as ends. Ricky Jackson, Sam Mills, Vaughn Johnson, and Pat Swilling are the starting linebackers. Toy Cook and Reggie Jones at corner, and Brett Maxey and Gene Atkins get the start once again at the safeties. 49ers offense, Mike Sherrard will start at one split end. He'll be backed by Odessa Turner. In fact, a split end had to be acquired this past week. Back off of the developmental squad, Troy Kiles was picked up, a free agent who actually has a Super Bowl ring with the New York Giants in his career. He was picked up as the fourth wide receiver with the injury to Taylor, and Taylor not being put on the inactive list. So Mike Sherrard is one starting wide receiver. At flanker, Jerry Rice is the other. Left across the right on the offensive line, Steve Wallace, Guy McIntyre. The center is Jesse Sapolu, Roy Foster at right guard, and Harris Barton at right tackle. The quarterback is Steve Young. Fullback is Ricky Waters, and Tom Rathman will get the start at running back this evening. 49er defense, left end, Pierce Holt. Mike Carter starts at nose tackle, and Kevin Fagan at right end. It's Tim Harris, Keith DeLong, Mike Walter, and Bill Romanowski at linebacker. Eric Davis and Don Griffin are the corners, and David Whitmore and Johnny Jackson are the starting safeties. And that's today's Southwest Airlines starting lineup. And that's today's pregame show. Now stay tuned for kickoff and Saints football coming up next on the Saints Network.
These days in business, you have to look at problems as challenges. For instance, they cut my department's travel budget in half and said I had to keep sending out the same number of people. Okay, I accepted the challenge and found a solution. Southwest Airlines Friends Fly Free offer. You can buy one round-trip ticket at their low, unrestricted fare, and a friend flies with you free, anywhere Southwest Airlines flies. And friends aren't just spouses and pals. They're bosses and partners and clients, too. There's no advance purchase on a Friends Fly Free ticket either. Just make a reservation at least 24 hours in advance and stay over for one night. By the way, this offer doesn't include local airport taxes up to $12 round trip each. If your plans change at the last minute, Southwest Friends Fly Free tickets are fully refundable. And although seats are limited right now, they're available all week long. Friends Fly Free only on Southwest Airlines. It's the perfect solution to cut your business budget or to turn a short business trip into a long weekend. Call 1-800-I-FLY-SWA. It's just plain smart.
Need a sports car? Get an Eagle Talon with cash back direct from Chrysler. Need a family car? Get an Eagle Summit 3-door or 4-door both with cash back. Need a lot of room? Get an Eagle Summit wagon with air conditioning at no charge on select models. What you need to do now is to see your Jeep and Eagle dealer in a hurry, because these offers are for a limited time only. Drive for the gold with Jeep and Eagle, official sponsors of the U.S. Olympic team.
See your Southland Jeep and Eagle dealer today.
When you're spending hard-earned money on electronics, appliances, and home office equipment, it's good to know there'll always be a store you can trust. Sears Brand Central. You can count on more top brands, more service people, affordable credit options, and most important, a name backed by over 100 years of quality, integrity, and constant good values. No wonder more people buy more top brands from the store they trust. Sears Brand Central.
You can count on me, Sears, Roebuck and Company.
Welcome back to the Dome. The Saints have won the toss and will receive, so the Saints will be on offense first against this underrated, as Jim Henderson said, San Francisco defense. So Saints with the football, first up tonight.
Well, it'd be a great spot for a win anytime you take on the 49ers, but a chance to go a game up on them. The Rams today have won. The Falcons have lost, so the Rams are 2-2. The Falcons are 1-3. The Saints could drop the 49ers to 2-2 while becoming 3-1 themselves, and the Saints would have gotten through a very tough opening portion of their schedule, and after this week it eases off for a few.
Well, go to Detroit, of course, who's having their troubles, but you're exactly right. What just a great time for a win. Plus, you go back to the same old thing, a division game, but really the team, of course, the team of the 80s, but the top dog in the division, and you got them at home, and you feel like that's one you're supposed to win, although the 49ers have been very, very successful here in the Louisiana Superdome.
Kicking off will be Mike Coper in the end zone to our left. The Saints will start, and it's Dalton Hilliard and Fred McAfee who's really turned the corner, so to speak, in returns of kickoffs this year. So Coper to kick off from the 35. Saints will be moving from our left to our right. As we describe the action, here's Coper's approach. He's under the football, and it will go to McAfee at the 8-yard line, up to the 10, to the 15, and he's up to the 20-yard line before he's tripped up and dropped. 14-yard return, first down and 10 for the Saints right at the 20-yard line, and New Orleans will have the football first. Coming out on the field, Wesley Carroll and Quinn Early, and they take the place with Bobby Hebert, along with Vaughn Dunbar and Ironhead Hayward in the backfield.
Good coverage on the part of the 49ers on their kickoff coverage. Mark Logan, a running back out of Kentucky, 6-year player, down to make the tackle.
First and 10 Saints, 2 wide receivers to the near side, split backfield. The blocking back for Vaughn Dunbar is Craig Hayward.
Let's see if the Saints come out with a play-action pass.
Fake handoff, play action. Hebert looks down the field. Open is Wesley Carroll, and it's caught and then dropped, incomplete. Good defense at the 45-yard line by Dana Hall, the first-round draft choice, starting for San Francisco's defense.
Dana Hall, first-round pick out of the University of Washington, injured last week. Johnny Jackson in his place. They like Hall. He's their #1 pick back in the lineup. Wesley Carroll was open. I think Bobby just floated the football a little too much, and Hall recovered.
We'll get an ID for our stations right after this next play. 14:46 remaining, first quarter, no score. Saints throwing on the first down, and a good defensive play by Dana Hall, as mentioned. Second and 10 from the 20-yard line. Moving from our left to our right. 2 wide receivers are now split to the left side. Football on the near side hash mark. In motion is Quinn Early from left to right. Hebert, fake handoff, back to pass again, looks down the middle. It's caught by Carroll at the 35, then he fumbles the football, and San Francisco has it at the 39-yard line. It was a 15-yard completion to Carroll. San Francisco comes up with the cough-up. Mike Walder recovers the fumble.
Well, what a tough break for the Saints. A well-designed play-action pass, a bootleg action. Bobby Hebert sets up. He got Wesley Carroll on a crossing pattern, put it right between the 8 and the 0. 2 defensive, a linebacker, actually, Romanowski and a defensive back converge on him. They really put the leather to him. He coughs it up, and Walter recovers.
The fans must just have seen the replay. First and 10, 49ers at the Saints' 40-yard line. And the fans pour it on here in the Superdome. Split backfield behind Steve Young, the quarterback, back to pass. The lefty throws in the flat. It's caught by Waters at the 41, and it gets back to the line of scrimmage. Pat Swilling there to make the tackle.
Well, everyone thinks about Pat Swilling as a rushing defensive end, a rushing linebacker, but he dropped off into coverage that time. Steve Young sent 2 receivers, his slot people, both on the left side, down into the intermediate area. The Saints had it covered. He dumped it off on the swing pass to Waters, and Pat Swilling came up and made a good tackle. No gain on the play.
14:06 remaining, cheerleading, Ricky Jackson. Also Jimmy Spencer, who's in there, and right side cornerback. Wide receivers, 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Handoff. Goes to Waters up the middle, and he gains 3 or maybe 4 yards. We'll call it 4 down to the 36-yard line. It'll be 3rd down coming up with about 6 yards to go. Tackle made by Wayne Martin and Sam Mills.
Well, getting Waters into the lineup and having him perform the way he does helps give this team the balance that they've lacked the last couple of years with Roger Craig in decline. They got rid of him, and they really became more of a passing team than a running team. Now they do each of them equally well. 3rd in the NFL in rushing, 3rd in passing, number 1 overall.
3rd down from the 36-yard line. 6 yards to go. Saints have 3 men down on the defensive line of scrimmage.
This is where they like to go to Jerry Rice.
Rice is in motion from left to right and then back to the left. They throw to the out man, and it's caught at the 18-yard line by Sherrard and out of bounds, but they keep the clock moving. Defending on the play was Jimmy Spencer, but it's good for 18 yards and a 1st and 10 San Francisco. Let's pause 15 seconds for station ID. You're listening to Saints football.
CJ and Company in the morning.
The oldies All Request lunch hour. The All Request and dedication party.
93 in a row.
More money.
And now the Saints. You're listening to Q93, WQUE FM New Orleans, the FM station for the New Orleans Saints.
It was a 19-yard pass to Odessa Turner. Plan B pickup from the Giants. 1st down and 10 for San Francisco at the 17-yard line after the 19-yard completion. First down of the ball game. Rice is in motion from left to right, now back to the left. Young back to pass, looking for Rice. It's caught by Waters at the 15, down to the 10 to the 9-yard line.
Pretty good 1st down play by the 49ers. Of course, anytime you got a Sherrard and Rice going down the field, the Saints dropping back, paying attention there. Waters out of the backfield, just gets it over the middle. Young in a 5-step drop, reads it, dumps it off to him. They pick up about 8 yards. That's good yardage in this part of the field, especially.
The 49ers have always had backs who could catch the ball coming out of the backfield. They still have 2 of them, 2 of the best, in Waters, who came in with 11 receptions, and Tom Rathman with 12.
2nd down, 2 yards to go at the 9-yard line. Splitting wide to the left side is Jerry Rice. Sherrard's wide right. The handoff goes to Waters, sweeping left to the 10, cuts up at the 5, and gets down to maybe the 4-yard line before Sam Mills and company there to bowl him over. It's a pickup of 4 and will be a 1st down and goal for San Francisco.
When Waters came into the league out of Notre Dame, he had the reputation as a dancer. This year they feel he's running with a lot more decision as he did there. He's a pretty good handful, 6'1", 212. It looks like he runs pretty hard this year.
Fred Maxey came up hard from his strong safety spot, and Pat Swilling did a pretty good job of playing off the block and stringing the play out. Looks like Young's having a little trouble here as the clock gets down to 13 and they haven't broken the huddle yet. He'll have to run it quick at the line of scrimmage.
Wide to the near side is Sherrard. Rice is wide right, split backfield in motion, Jerry Rice.
Like a little delayed draw play to Ricky Waters. Found a little alley, got it down to about the 1-yard line. I think the 49ers will probably make some substitutions at this point with their tight end. You know, the 49ers don't substitute a great deal. Occasionally they'll come with a 3rd wide receiver, but probably more than any other team in football except maybe the Raiders. They stay with their basic people, 2 running backs, 2 receivers, and a tight end. We've got one extra tight end in the game right now.
2nd down and goal from the 2 after the 3-yard run by Waters. Young, fake handoff, bootlegs to the near side, was hit, throws complete to Rice. He jukes a player at the 5, gets to the end zone, does not get in. The football was loose for a moment. There's a pileup for it. We'll see what happens as they scramble in the end zone. This could be a big play.
Boy, I'll tell you, it's going to be interesting to see what they call right here. Rice kind of stopped, cut back to the inside, and you know, one of those deals where he wasn't in the end zone, but he threw the ball over the corner of the end zone. Looked like a 49er fell on it, which would be a 49er touchdown, but now it's a wrestle for it, and the officials have no idea who recovered this football. No idea.
It's like a rugby scrum down there. That ball was lying right side of Vaughn Johnson, and he never even knew it in the end zone.
Les Miller has come up with the football. Herbert Kukar is the referee. We see no signal. He reaches into the scramble of everyone, and out of the scrum comes the officials.
This is unbelievable. The officials are losing. They're trying to have one of these huddles, and the 49ers and Saints won't get out of the way. They push the officials almost off the playing field now. I'm going to tell you, if they give the 49ers a touchdown, they'd have to give them a touchdown.
Saints ball.
They had no choice. I don't know who recovered it. They got to give it to the Saints. Otherwise, they blow the top off this place.
for that replay this coming week.
Boy, Young and McIntyre, Rice, Sabolo, they're going nuts.
Recovered by the defense in the end zone. It is a touchback. First down.
So the Saints will have it 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line, and what a strange turn of events we have here in the first quarter. Timeout, no score. Thank goodness. 9:53 left to go first quarter. And in the Superdome, it's 0-0. You're listening to Saints football. And now here's Archie.
Your Oldsmobile headquarters is Royal Oldsmobile, and the year-end price cuts on all 92 models have been made. At Royal Oldsmobile, you'll get tremendous savings on all 92 models. So hurry, don't miss these fabulous deals. Royal Oldsmobile, the dealership that's different. Veterans across from Lakeside Shopping Center in Metairie.
What can you buy for $9.95 these days?
We deliver.
Quite a lot. With Express Mail overnight delivery service from your post office. For less than $10, you put the full power of the United States Postal Service to work for you. Over 700,000 men and women ready to do whatever it takes to assure next morning delivery. Express Mail service, just $9.95 for up to 8 ounces. Sponsored by your Postal Service.
With the help of the Sports Medicine Center at Lakeside Hospital, you can maximize your potential in sports. If sports injuries occur, you'll have comfort in knowing the Sports Medicine Center is there. State-of-the-art medical technology, physical rehabilitation, and fitness equipment, plus the multi-specialty staff at the Sports Medicine Center can enhance your body's performance. Sports Medicine Center can prevent, diagnose, treat, and rehabilitate injuries far more effectively than ordinary hospitals or health spas. See for yourself. Call 885-3488 for more information.
Hi, CJ Superstar Morgan here.
And I'm Monica Pierre.
Join us mornings for Orleans' most listened to radio show, CJ and Company.
Doug Joubert has all the sports. Jamie Dejean will let you know where all the traffic jams are. I'll give you the latest news and weather. We'll give you time. We'll give you temperature. We will give you everything you need to know to start your morning. CJ, what are you going to do?
I have no idea.
CJ Superstar Morgan and Company. Mornings on Q93. The Saints are on Q93.
Welcome back to the Superdome. This is Dave Garrett along with Archie Manning and Jim Henderson. We'll talk about the replay in a moment. It's 1st and 10 Saints at their own 20-yard line. And Stowers out of a flanker left is in motion. Back to pass. Hebert looks over the middle, throws. It's caught by Stowers at the 26 to the 27-yard line. A 7-yard gain. It'll be 2nd down and 3 yards to go. Man, the verdict.
Well, that would have been down by contact with instant replay. No doubt about it. May not have been ruled a touchdown because it looked like Jerry Rice's knee was down as he stretched the ball out, but he clearly had 2 Saints on his back. If there's instant replay, the Saints don't get the football.
You're exactly right. I think if you have instant replay, they would rule the 49ers with the ball on about the 1-yard line. Saints get a break.
Steve Young on that drive was 4 of 4 passing for 28 yards. Here's the first run of the ball game for Ironhead Hayward, and he gets a first down as he crosses the 30 and gets up to the 31-yard line, a 4-yard gain. 1st and 10, the first one of the game for the Saints.
Ironhead Hayward with just his 7th carry of the year, and this is week 4 in the NFL. Bobby Hebert on the first down was not a play-action pass. It was a little rollout pass toward his slot people, and he hit Stowers on a little short pass across the middle for about 6 yards.
8:53 first quarter, no score, but wild events. Wesley Carroll caught a pass and fumble, giving the ball to San Francisco, and then on a wild play in the end zone, the Saints recover what officially is a touchback, recovered by Les Miller. Hebert hands off to Hayward again. He dips and dives and gets across the 35 to the 37-yard line, a pickup of 6 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and either a long 5 or about 4 yards to go. Bill Romanowski makes the tackle.
Well, I think the Saints have the 49ers a little bit off balance here in the early going. They came out, their first 3 plays were all passes, 2 off play action, and now the last 2 running plays have been to Ironhead Hayward, who's carried the ball a limited number of times this year. Vaughn Dunbar's in the game now at the single running back spot. There's 3 receivers, and Frank Wainwright is the tight end. Remember, Hobie Brenner not even dressed out tonight.
Wainwright in a flank, goes in motion from flank right. Now he lines up as a flanker on the left side. Quinn Early far to the left. Carroll in motion from right to left. Eric Martin, wide receiver on the right. Back to pass. Hebert screen caught by Dunbar, and he gets nowhere. That was broken up. Nice by Bill Romanowski again, right at about the 37-yard line. He may lose a yard, and Eric Davis is also there.
Yeah, Derek Kennard was out in front, but he couldn't put a very stiff block on Romanowski, whom the Saints feel is a very much underrated linebacker. They like Romanowski. Tim Harris is primarily a pass rusher. It's in the middle of the defensive foursome of linebackers that they feel there might be a weakness, particularly with Michael Walter, number 99, a 10-year man out of Oregon.
3rd down and 5 from the 37 after the loss of a yard. This is the first 3rd down opportunity for the Saints today. Dalton Hilliard's in the backfield. 4 wide receivers are in the ball game. Bobby Hebert out of the shotgun on 3rd down and 5 from the 37. Back to pass, big rush. He'll have to hurry. Throws over, caught by Early. He'll have room. 50, 45, down to the 40, gets a block. 35, 30, 25, out of bounds, close to the 20-yard line. There's a flag on the play. Late hit out of bounds. A 42-yard pass reception.
Well, so often we've all been guilty of talking about the Saints don't have great speed at their wide receiver spot. Quinn Early was lined up on the right side on a 4-receiver set. Just went down the field about 10 yards and broke across the middle. Bobby put it right there. The defensive back giving him a pretty good cushion. Then we got a personal foul to add on to this now. But I want to tell you what, Quinn Early made that catch and ran away from some people.
Yes, he did, particularly their safety.
We have a personal
Dana Hall.
foul. Late hit out of bounds, number 28, half the distance to the goal line. First down.
That was the free safety, Dana Hall, who hit Carroll late, and Quinn Early late, and now the ball's at the 11-yard line. Saints have really come out wide open, haven't they?
I think it's really caught the 49ers off guard.
Quinn Early wide to the left. Eric Martin wide to the right. Tommy Stowers is in the flanker position as a tight end on the left. Now he moves to the right side. There's an extra lineman on the right side of the scrimmage. Hebert back to pass, looks over the middle, throws for the tight end Wainwright. It's incomplete, and hitting the ball in the back of the helmet of David Whitmore was the defense for San Francisco there at 2nd and 10.
That was a touchdown.
Yeah, we talked in weeks past about gimmick plays. It may not have looked like one, but that's a play they count on the score. They had an unbalanced line. So bootleg, Bobby immediately knew who he wanted to go to. Something they'd worked on. Wainwright was wide open. Ball was just tipped. I believe it was tipped at the line, kind of floated, hit the defensive back in the back of the helmet.
Hebert had 4 straight completions before that incompletion. Heady move by David Whitmore, the strong safety. 2nd down and 10 from the 11-yard line. With 2 wide receivers to the right, Quinn Early is to the left. Vaughn Dunbar is behind Bobby Hebert under center on 2nd and 10. Back to pass again. Close one to the end zone. Open was Carroll, and it's almost intercepted and goes incomplete. Defending on the play was John Johnson, an outside linebacker.
Boy, what a play by John Johnson. There's a ball thrown to the... So I believe Quinn Early was the intended receiver. Bobby puts it up, and a linebacker got into his drop. No, I guess it was Wesley Carroll going to the corner. John Johnson, a linebacker, drifted all the way back, jumped up, and tipped that ball away at the last second. It had touchdown written all over it. 2 plays there looked like touchdowns. Saints face a 3rd and 10 now.
Lewis Lips not in the ball game yet. Torrance Small is the widest receiver to the right. Early and Martin in the slot to the right. Carroll is wide to the left. Dalton Hilliard, the blocking back for Bobby Hebert out of the shotgun. 3rd down and 10 from the 11. Hebert looks over the middle. He throws. It's caught. Martin, touchdown Saints. 11 yards.
That's what you call the old post pattern. He ran him right into it as he caught the ball in the back of the end zone. An impressive drive for the Saints.
Well, we talked about Eric Martin using his strength. He was one of 3 receivers on the right side, one of the inside guys. And that's what he did. He put a move on David Whitmore as a safety. David Whitmore is more like a linebacker type. He's a big kid at 220, extremely tough against the run, but he shouldn't be able to run with wide receivers in this league. Eric Martin's a KGO pro, beats him to the inside. Bobby Hebert puts the ball right there. Bobby looks sharp tonight.
8 plays, 80 yards. It took up 3 minutes and 34 seconds in the Girard Street end zone. It'll be Barnhart to hold for Morton Anderson's point after. High snap, ball down, kick in the air. It's good. Timeout on the field, 6:19 remaining in the first period of play. And the Saints have a lead by a score of 7-0. Now this for Popeyes and Ford Quality Care. The footballs are flying, and New Orleans is out to win the West again. And as an official member of the Saints training table, your local Popeyes Chicken and Biscuits is proud to offer the best fans in the league, the Saints Touchdown Special. Enough of our famous New Orleans-style chicken and sides to feed 4 hungry fans and then some.
This month's Saints Touchdown Special includes a box of hot, fresh Popeyes chicken, your choice of any 16-ounce side item, and 4 buttermilk biscuits for only $9.99. So come on in to your neighborhood Popeyes for a Saints Touchdown Special at the super party price of just $9.99. Home cooking for the home team. That's what Popeyes Saints Touchdown Special is all about. Pick one up today.
Dropping back to the end zone break, dancing around, throwing to the sideline, and is picked off by Troy Cook at the 30. He's to the 28. He's down to the 20-yard line, diving forward to the 19. The Saints have it anyway.
When it comes to getting your Ford serviced, you don't want any surprises. That's why Interstate Ford in Metairie keeps the prices for the most common services listed on a menu over the service counter, so you can see what the charges are up front. Like an engine tune-up for as low as $39.95. Stop in at Interstate Ford, 3724 Veterans Boulevard in Metairie anytime. There are no surprises here. Quality care. It may be your car, but it's still our baby.
Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Tabasco Brand Products, a proud sponsor of Saints football. Tabasco Brand Pepper Sauce, 7-Spice Chili, and Tabasco Brand Bloody Mary Mix. Like the Saints, they're a Louisiana legend. Bobby Hebert's hot as well, 5 of 8, 73 yards, 1 touchdown.
Let me tell you what happened on the touchdown. The 3 receivers to the right. There's Torrance Small was outside. So many times, of course, fans complain about this. The Saints throw the little crossing pattern, a little short crossing pattern to the inside. They've broken a lot of tendencies tonight, I think, on their offense, and the 49ers played that crossing pattern. They instead of doubling Eric Martin, which they usually do, the safety came off of him to the inside to take away Small. Bobby read it, hit Eric Martin one-on-one on Whitmore, and he can't cover him.
Here's Morton Anderson's kickoff. Amp Lee takes it 8 yards deep into the end zone, and the former Florida State product downs it in the end zone for the touchback. And we have timeout again with 6:12 remaining first quarter. Saints lead by a score of 7-0. We'll pause for these messages. You're listening to New Orleans Saints football.
What is your office communication system like? First Communication is the first team in communications. They're ready and able to tune up that out-of-tune communication system you're using now. Let First Communication compose your telephone system and service. It has some very pleasant notes. Listen to how First Communication guards against breakdown. Your present system's high notes compared with First Communication's low notes. Call First Communication at 464-1717 and listen to your telephone communication system perform like a symphony. There's one bank that lives by its motto of absolutely the best personal service in New Orleans. That bank is your friends at United Bank and Trust. At United Bank and Trust, they make it their business to know each of their customers personally because they know to better serve all your banking needs, they have to take a one-on-one approach. Whether it's home mortgages, car loans, home improvement loans, or small business loans, United Bank and Trust at 2714 Canal Street can help. United Bank and Trust, where personal service isn't just a motto, it's the way United does business with you.
When you think of the Saints, you think of big fun in the dome. You think of suds. You think of the sensations. And, of course, you think of doing the Vincent Boogie. Now, when you think of the Saints, think of all the play-by-play action live. Manning, thank you, Q Orleans, for making us the official station for the New Orleans Saints. And listen all week to pick up on your free tickets to the next home game. Also, more tailgate parties and more Houdat Spirit. The official FM station of the New Orleans Saints. More music and more money. Q93.
The Saints are on Q93.
Well, with an offense far more wide open than we've seen at the start of any of the previous 3 games of the season, the Saints have scored more points here tonight in the first quarter than they have in the first halves of their 3 previous games. They'd only been limited to a pair of field goals, and just recently they got that touchdown strike from Hebert to Martin to put them in the lead, 7-0, 6:12 remaining first quarter.
We'll have a Halo Hall of Fame clue coming up after this play. 1st and 10 for San Francisco at their own 20-yard line, moving from our right to our left. And Jerry Rice is in motion from his right to his left. Now to a wideout on the near side. It's Sherrard, the wideout to the right side. Rice back in motion. Play action. Young, the lefty, back to pass. Floats one for Jerry Rice, but it's way overthrown. And a flag is going to be thrown on a hit delivered by Gene Atkins.
That's a terrible call, but I assume what they're going to say is that ball could not have been caught, and that's why he supplied the shot. But he was clearly in bounds, and it looked to me fully within his rights.
Of course, on the other hand, Jim, the ball was overthrown where Gene Atkins, instead of going for an interception, went for the receiver and hit him, and that's what they're going to call.
Personal foul against the Saints. You might remember it was a personal foul against the 49ers and Dana Hall that set up 1st and 10 at the 11.
28 on the defense. Passes overthrown. Unnecessary roughness, 15 yards, first down.
That's referee Bernie Kukar, along with his crew today. And it'll be 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. That's the first penalty against the Saints. It's a costly one for 15 yards.
Well, the ball was overthrown, and Gene Atkins very well could have intercepted it, but he entertained no thoughts of that as he put the hammer to Jerry Rice.
2 wideouts to the right, 1 to the left. Young back to pass on 1st down, pump fakes, then throws long for Jerry Rice. If he can get there, he would have scored, but he couldn't. It's a little overthrown at the 25 and incomplete.
Well, Rice did an out-and-up pattern on Toy Cook and beat him. Toy bit a little bit. Young just threw the ball too far. I tell you, Ricky Jackson's getting a good jump off the line. He's rushing from that left defensive end spot. Harris Barton, a good offensive tackle on the blocking.
How about our first Halo Hall of Fame clue today?
Let's have it.
I caught 2 of Billy Kilmer's 6 touchdown passes in that wild 51-42 Saints win over St. Louis in 1969. I finished with 31 catches for the year. Who am I? You think you know? I'll tell you what to do in a moment.
Jim, didn't Joe Winterhowski play wide receiver 1 game during his career?
I believe he did. It's got to be him.
2nd down and 10 from the 30. The handoff goes to Waters. He barrels his way over the 40 and is stopped at the 43 for an 8-yard gain. I caught 2 of Kilmer's 6 touchdown passes. I finished with 31 for the year. Who am I? If you think you know this Halo Hall of Famer, mail your entry or postcard with your name, address, and phone number to Southwest Airlines Halo Hall of Fame Contest, 111 Veterans Boulevard, Suite 704, Metairie, Louisiana, 70005.
That's Wendy.
It's got to be Wendy. The old center eligible is what they had in that day, wasn't it?
3rd down and 2 from the 43. San Francisco is 1 of 1 on 3rd down conversions. Young back to pass on a deep drop. Throws caught by Rice, or Sherrard rather, and he jukes a player right at the 48-yard line and steps out of bounds in Saints territory. A 9-yard pickup for Sherrard. 1st down and 10, San Francisco.
Well, I think Reggie Jones is going to be down. Odessa Turner just really lowered the boom on him as Reggie Jones was chasing the play after a short catch over the middle. Odessa Turner can't peel back on Reggie Jones. Really drove him right into the turf.
Yeah, and Odessa Turner's a big guy for a wide receiver. He's sort of a hybrid between a tight end and a wide receiver. 6'3", 215, and he really laid him low.
Proud sponsors of New Orleans Saints Radio, your Southland Jeep and Eagle dealers. Remember, there's only one Jeep. Now this for BC Powder.
There's something going on at your Jeep and Eagle dealer. Clearance sale. It's the end of the model year. Save big. Your dealer wants to make room for all the new models. Save really big. Get a 4-wheel drive Jeep Cherokee and save. Blow it on yourself. Or get cash back on Eagle Talon. Count it. Save big on Jeep Wrangler Party and 4-door Eagle Summit. With cool. Not too many people, all of America, know about this money event, so take your time. Hurry in now. This offer runs forever. Ends soon. Jeep is a registered trademark of Chrysler Corporation.
See your Southland Jeep and Eagle dealer today.
When your job gives you a powerful headache, you need the power of BC.
Power, BC Power.
In this auto body shop, you get a headache just walking in the door.
BC Power in the powder, the power of BC.
Somebody's hammering out dents over here or running a grinder over there. So there's always noise.
BC Power in the powder, the power of BC.
Then on top of that, there's fumes. Pretty soon your head starts pounding like a sledgehammer.
You need something to see you through, something strong so you feel like new.
Around here, there's headaches just looking for a place to happen. But BC knocks them right out.
BC Power in the powder, the power of BC.
When you need strong relief, BC stops pain fast.
The power of BC.
Use as directed.
Welcome back to the Dome. 5:10 remaining, first quarter. Saints lead 7-0. 49ers are 2 for 2 on 3rd down conversions. It's 1st and 10 at the 47 after the 9-yard pass to Sherrard. Fake, handoff, back to pass, throws over the middle, in and out of the hands of the would-be receiver, Brent Jones, the tight end. At the 20, it's incomplete, 2nd and 10.
And Gene Atkins really leveled him. You don't see very often a wide receiver standing over a defensive back and talking trash to him for knocking him cold, and that's just about what Odessa Turner had the chance to do with Reggie Jones. Jones came out for a play, but he's okay. He's back in there now. Jimmy Spencer filled in on that previous play. But Odessa Turner better keep his head on a swivel the rest of this game.
Yeah, especially when number 28's around. That was a good throw by Steve Young. Really, Brent Jones should have had that ball down the seam. He got a good lick from Gene Atkins, but the ball was delivered right there.
Sherrard is wide left. Jerry Rice is wide to the right. Split backfield behind quarterback Steve Young. 2nd down and 10 from the Saints' 47-yard line. Tight end is Jones on the right side. Young is being caught in the defensive backfield. It's a sack. There's a flag on the play. Swilling gets a sack. Back at about the 46-yard line. -5 on the play, and we'll read the penalty.
Looks like Steve Young was trying to check off. Steve Young really likes to use a lot of audibles. Offside Saints. Oh, boy, tough break right there. Steve Young likes to use a lot of audibles. Now, this is really not a place where you better try a lot because the crowd is so loud.
Number 56 on the defense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat 2nd down.
Well, they're going to call it on Pat Swilling, said he came across the line too early. The Saints recognize that Young wants to call a lot of audibles, so Brett Maxey told me they'll really try to do a better job tonight of camouflaging their coverages, and by that they'll show one coverage and then try to shift into another one as the ball is snapped. Try to catch Young. What he likes to do is check off to his wide receivers. He sees something in the secondary, check off to short passes to his wide receivers.
Steve Young did not have the information he wanted in the huddle, so he turns and calls a timeout. With that, we'll tell you about Castrol. If you're putting off your Carl's oil change, you better do it now. Today's 4- and 6-cylinder cars really tough on motor oils. Drive into all Alexandria, Louisiana area oil exchange stores and get a complete Castrol GTX oil change. While you're there, register to win free Saints tickets. The job will be done fast and done right using Castrol. Castrol provides maximum protection against both viscosity and thermal breakdown. Spruce up your car's engine at all Alexandria, Louisiana oil exchange locations. 7-0 Saints lead the 49ers with 4:37 left to go in the first quarter.
And this crowd is certainly ready for this game. Boy, from the moment the players were introduced, they have really been screaming their lungs out.
What time do you think some of them started getting ready for this game, Jim?
I think probably about Friday afternoon.
Got a little extra boost today, huh? It'll be 2nd and 5 from the 42-yard line when we return to action as Young, who was confused about the play called, and that's happened 2 or 3 times so far this ball game, finally turned to Bernie Kukar and call timeout. All right, it's Sherrard wide left and Jerry Rice wide to the right side. Waters and Rathman behind Young, the quarterback, on 2nd down and 5 from the 42-yard line. And in motion now is Rice from right to left. Handoff goes to Waters. He bobs and weaves across the 40, inside the 35, down to the 33. But it looked like Ricky Jackson may have been offsides. Still yet a 9-yard gain for Waters and a first down for San Francisco.
Well, Saints lineman coming upfield real hard. That was a good call. Well executed draw play, and Waters really does have a little shifty motion right there. I think they definitely have finally gotten someone to replace Roger Craig or do the same things for him in their running game. You know, we point out, too, the offensive coordinator of the 49ers is Mike Shanahan, brand new. Of course, first time, you know, in probably about 15 years that either Bill Walsh or Mike Holmgren hadn't been coordinating the 49er offense.
3:57 remaining first quarter. 7-0 Saints. Rice in motion. He gets the pass on the near side at the 35, jukes a player at the 30, and is down at the 31-yard line by 4 different Saints in the area. A pickup of 4 after the first down and 10 from the 34. Gene Atkins makes the first pop, and that's a gain of 4 yards down to the 30.
Yeah, I think Rice is a little shaken up, too.
Maybe Atkins is, too. Don't forget, Jim, Archie, and I will be picking this year's Popeyes Pop of the Game recipient for this game. Each game we select the outstanding tackle of the game by a Saints player, and in recognition of the big hit, Popeyes donates $500 to his favorite local charity. Popeyes is proud to be able to recognize an outstanding individual effort and help out the community with this weekly donation to a deserving institution. Tune in each game for our Popeyes Pop of the Game selection, brought to you by your local Popeyes famous fried chicken and biscuits, where you can register to win Saints game tickets in the Saints Super Sweepstakes. 7-0 Saints, 3:35 remaining in the first quarter, with Rice being helped off the field, but he's walking in his own power, but we're still looking at Atkins at the 28-yard line.
You know, Jerry Rice is a really tough guy. You think of him as a lithe, wide receiver who's always running behind secondaries. He can get it over the middle, too, and he'll take a blow. He has never missed a game in his career, and last year caught 80 balls despite playing with a torn knee ligament much of the season.
Well, he's got 2 catches for 5 yards tonight. 94 career touchdowns. Almost had his 95th earlier in the game. Of course, it was called a fumble. 98 total touchdowns in his short career.
Atkins has come to the Saints bench holding his right arm like he might have a problem with that shoulder.
Odessa Turner takes the place of Rice. Ricky Jackson calling for the fans to turn up the decibels. The handoff goes to Waters. He runs into his own blockers. He gains 3 yards to the 27-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 3 from the 27. Tackle made by Vaughn Johnson.
Keith Taylor, the Plan B acquisition from the Colts, goes in at the free safety spot for Gene Atkins. Jimmy Spencer comes in now. Of course, Les Miller coming out. That'll be a nickel defense on the part of the Saints here on 3rd and about 3. Boy, this is an area where the 49ers is extremely hard to put up a defense against these guys right here. This is where the running ability and the bootleg ability of Steve Young is so valuable to the defensive team on 3rd and 3.
3 wideouts. Rice is back in there as a flanker on the right side. Wide to the left is Sherrard. Odessa Turner in motion from right to left. Now back to the right. Young back to pass. A big Saints rush. He's flushed out of the pocket. Will run. Down to the 25, to the 20, to the 15, to the 10, to the 5. He dives toward the end zone and is down right at the 1-yard line. 26-yard run. Brett Maxey makes the touchdown.
There's not but 3 people in football that can do that. Elway is one. Randall Cunningham is one, but I'm not sure either do it as well as this guy does. He should have been tackled probably, maybe got the first down, maybe 1 yard beyond the first down. He broke 2 more tackles, showed great acceleration, and got down to the 1-yard line. Boy, he's an athlete.
He was averaging 8.6 yards per carry before tonight. I think he played some running back when he was in the USFL for a time, and he's certainly capable of that. A 26-yard gain. Niners knocking on the door. 1st and goal at the 1.
They'll go double tight end with a split back behind Steve Young. 1st and goal. Handoff Rathman, and he gets into the end zone for the touchdown. 49ers are a point after from tying it up. Rathman on the 1-yard run, and it's 7-6 with 1:34 remaining in the first quarter.
Well, that's Tom Rathman's 5th touchdown of the year. Surprisingly, though, 3 of them have come through the air. Opening day this year against the Giants, Rathman caught 3 touchdown passes.
The kicker for the 49ers is Kofor, who's been on the thought list of Kerry Blanchard this past week, and might have been a reason why Blanchard was retained by the Saints. Herbert Kukar, the official, fell down just now. Here's the snap with the ball down and the kick in the air, and it's good out of Steve Bono's hold. Timeout with 1:34 remaining in the first quarter, 7-7. That drive goes 9 plays, 80 yards, consumed 4 minutes and 45 seconds. Rathman's 1-yard touchdown run, and the point after ties it up at 7-7. Experience the perfect steak. We're talking about Ruth's Chris Steakhouse, home of serious steaks, where your steak is U.S. prime, corn-fed, Midwestern beef, cut by hand daily, boiled at 1,800 degrees, and served sizzling. Ruth's Chris Steakhouse, now the #1 prime steakhouse in the country, with 32 locations coast to coast.
Well, Bernie Kukar, the referee, better work on his back pedal a little bit. I tell you, you got to pick your feet up on this artificial turf. He was just backpedaling on putting the ball in play. The first thing he hit was the back of his head.
He'll make that film we see at the end of every year.
I'll be on it. I think I'll put Gold's Gym on the bottom of his feet, huh?
I knew you'd work that in.
Congratulations, by the way. Ribbon cutting ceremony this past week, and I know Jim Henderson bench press, I think I counted 145 pounds.
25 times, though.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, should we be a bit discouraged here, Arch, despite a 7-7 standoff? The Saints haven't stopped them on defense really yet.
I'm not discouraged yet. I just think we're at home tonight. I think it's going to be a great football game, and certainly the first quarter has been one.
It'll be Mike Kofor to kick off, and there are 3 deep receivers back there. Tyrone Leggett is along with McAfee and Hilliard. McAfee, the man in the middle. It's going to Dalton Hilliard, though, right at the goal line. He'll bring it up to the 5, to the 10. He's to the 15, to the 20, still running. 25, 30, up to the 33-yard line. About a 33-yard return for Dalton Hilliard out of the end zone.
Good job
made by Merton Hanks. I'm sorry.
Good job of blocking by the return team. And then, of course, Dalton runs through a couple of arm tackles and gets the Saints in some decent field position.
That's one aspect about the Saints team that has really changed in recent weeks, the ability to return kickoffs. We've seen Fred McAfee become pretty accomplished at it, second in the NFC, and Dalton looks more comfortable back there now, too. And a little bit of blocking doesn't hurt.
That doesn't hurt at all. Tommy Stowers checks in. It's maybe a two tight end situation. Let's see. At some point, I think the Saints are going to go back to running Vaughn Dunbar. Probably not on this play, though, since he's not in the game.
Play clock down to 3, and Bobby Hebert had to turn and call timeout with 1:22 remaining. Stowers got off the bench very late.
The 40-second timeout.
Well, you got to wonder about the butterflies in Frank Wainwright's stomach. A chance to start against the San Francisco 49ers on national cable television. That's one area, obviously, that have been manned by Brenner and Tice for a long, long time. Frank Wainwright had to battle to make this team as a third-string tight end a couple of years ago, and here he is the starter.
Yeah, you got to wonder, too, about the Saints' strategy tonight in that they've kind of opened it up, not really yet tried to establish a real running game on first down, and possibly the absence of Hobie Brenner and John Tice contributes to that. The tight end blocking in the Saints offense has been a big part of what success they've had in the running game, and that may have a lot to do with it. Wainwright and Tommy Stowers certainly not the blockers of Brenner and Tice.
And if you look at the statistics, the 49ers defensively 11th in the NFL against the rush, but 26th against the pass, 27 overall.
1:22 remaining. We're still in the first quarter. It's tied 7-7 on an Hebert 11-yard pass to Martin and a Rathbun 1-yard run for the 49ers. Two wideouts to the left. In motion was Wesley Carroll. He stops and turns around. Fake handoff to Ironhead Hayward. Back to pass Hebert. He throws long down the far side sideline. Open was Carroll. It's overthrown and incomplete. Depending on the play, David Whitmore.
Well, once again, I think they're trying to get David Whitmore into coverage. Good first down call. Play action pass. Slot formation on the left side. Did a little motion action with Wesley Carroll where he started motion, then stopped, went back to his original position. They snapped the ball, and he ran the little down, out, and down pattern from the slot spot, beat David Whitmore, and Bobby Hebert overthrew the football.
Gene Atkins has been taken to the locker room. He'll have x-rays on a damaged shoulder.
Two wideouts to the left, two running backs behind quarterback Hebert on 2nd and 10 from the 34.
See if we get some kind of draw play to Vaughn Dunbar here.
Dunbar gets the handoff behind Hayward and scoots across the 35 up to about the 37 or 38-yard line. 3-yard gain, and it'll be a gain to the 37. Third down and about 7 yards to go.
We've seen the Saints able to exploit the safeties of the 49ers here a bit early. David Whitmore, the strong safety, was a Plan B acquisition from the Giants in '91. Dana Hall, the first-round draft choice out of Washington. They were so displeased with their safeties last year, they let them both get away, Dave Waymer and Todd Bowles. And obviously, these guys still have some learning to do.
Well, let's face it, they've never replaced Ronnie Lott. Their secondary hasn't been the same, probably never will when you lose a great future Hall of Famer like that.
Saints are 2 for 2 on third down conversions. They've changed that to a gain of 4 on the play, so it's third down and 6 from the 38. Hebert, good protection, goes to the sideline. Early had to come back for it and drops it at the 47 in Niner territory, incomplete. The Saints will have to punt it away, and it's the first punt of the ball game. Eric Davis defending.
Well, there's a case where the read was good by Bobby Hebert, the timing just not quite there on about a 17 or 18-yard sideline pattern to Quinn Early. 49ers doing some things in the middle, banjoing people, so to speak, double teaming, taking people in and out, especially Eric Martin trying to take him out of the passing game. So Bobby did the right thing throwing the outside to Quinn Early, just didn't put it on the mark.
Alan Grant is the lone safety for San Francisco. The deep man standing at his own 20-yard line. Typically plays backup right corner in the San Francisco defense. Barnhart to punt, stands at his own 25. The line of scrimmage to 38. It is a booming kick. Downfield, caught by Grant at the 15 and downed immediately by the Saints defense. Brett Maxey on the tackle. 48-yard punt and 0 return, and we have a scuffle.
That was Tommy Stowers getting into it with Thane Gash, and Stowers just threw him face mask first into the turf. Boy, this is a physical football game. You can just feel the electricity all over in this place here tonight.
14 seconds remaining first quarter. It's 1st and 10, 49ers at the 15-yard line. Whatever direction you're headed, just go southwest. Southwest Airlines, that is, with frequent flights and the lowest unrestricted fares. It's just plain smart. For reservations, 1-800-I-FLY-SWA.
I think it's really a crucial series for the Saints defense.
Young, fake handoff, back to pass, looking, flushed out of the pocket, may run, will run, 15, 20, cuts upfield, 25, gets out of bounds at the 29-yard
29-yard line. 1st and 10 after the 14-yard run. Sam Mills scares him out at the 29-yard line.
Well, Saints getting a really good pass rush on the outside. Steve Young had to step up. I think they were holding Ricky Jackson the entire way. But then once he started running, Vaughn Johnson was chopped in pursuit downfield, and Young picks up a nice piece of yardage.
That's the end of the first quarter of play. The score is San Francisco and New Orleans tied at 7-7. Second quarter action is next on the Saints Network.
There are only so many hours in a day, so many days in a week. And if you believe time is money, you'd better be getting the most out of every business day. How? Fly Southwest Airlines, the only airline built to save you time. From the beginning, Southwest Airlines has done things differently to make your business day more productive and efficient. Just take a look at our flight schedule. It's specifically designed around the times you need to fly, with a total of 13 flights to Dallas and 16 to Houston every business day. And Southwest has one of the best on-time records in the industry, so you can get down to business a lot quicker and not waste time or money. Southwest Airlines also serves close-in, uncongested airports like Dallas Love Field and Houston Hobby, saving you time on the road, as well as cab fare. It's really very simple. While all airlines were built to fly you places, only one was built to save you time. Southwest Airlines, the most convenient airline you can fly, with the lowest unrestricted fares. Call 1-800-I-FLY-SWA. It's just plain smart.
Need a sports car? Get an Eagle Talon with cash back direct from Chrysler. Need a family car? Get an Eagle Summit 3-door or 4-door both with cash back. Need a lot of room? Get an Eagle Summit wagon with air conditioning at no charge on select models. What you need to do now is to see your Jeep and Eagle dealer in a hurry, because these offers are for a limited time only. Drive for the gold with Jeep and Eagle, official sponsors of the U.S. Olympic team.
See your Southland Jeep and Eagle dealer today.
Beginning of the second quarter, 49ers 7, Saints 7. Gene Atkins trotting back on the field. Been in the dressing room after a collision with Jerry Rice earlier to have a little x-ray, but helmet in hand. Got a little trot going on there, Jim. I think we'll see Gene Atkins back in the secondary. That's good news. You know, he's had a lot of shoulder troubles through the years.
Great news.
Here's some first quarter stats. Saints 4 first downs. The 49ers have 8 rushing yardage. Saints have 15 yards. The 49ers 71. Saints do lead in passing yardage 62-42. But the 49ers have the edge in time of possession, 9:43 to 5:17.
First down and 10 from the 29-yard line. Jerry Rice in motion from slot left to the right. Young hands off to Waters, crossing the 30, and he gains to about the 32-yard line. A pickup of 3 or 4. We'll call it 4 to the 33. It'll be second down and 6.
Looks like Pig Goff is in, giving Frank Warren a little rest there. Saints with a lot of substitutions now. Warren checks in. Ronaldo Turnbull will be coming in for Ricky Jackson. Jimmy Spencer in. Turnbull's been getting his 20 or 21 plays per game. Taking Ricky out, giving him a little rest. Waters has 34 yards on 7 carries.
Jones is to tight end on the right side. Sherrard and Turner wide to the left. Handoff. Rathman hit in the backfield and dropped. No gain. Wayne Martin on the tackle.
You know, talking to the Saints coaches, Wayne Martin's probably been the most consistent lineman, Jim.
All through hard work. John Pease was telling us down on the sideline before the game. His curve just keeps on ascending, and a very quiet guy, but you can just see him getting better with every game.
San Francisco is perfect on third down conversions, 3 of 3. It's 3rd and 6 at their own 33-yard line. Brent Jones still in there at one tight end. He breaks the huddle and will line up on the left side. Sherrard and Rice come wide to the right with Turner, a flanker to the left.
This big play for the Saints defense. Also, I want to see if this guy they got can punt.
Rathman, the only running back. Young back to pass. Strong rush by the Saints. He looks down the field, throws. It's caught by Sherrard at the 45. Jukes a player and gets down to the 43-yard line. 1st and 10. San Francisco tackle made by Vaughn Johnson after a 24-yard pass from Young to Sherrard down to the 43.
They don't lose much with John Taylor out of there. Sherrard came into this game with catches of 56, 47, and 39 yards, and another long strike here that carries into Saints territory to the 43-yard line.
You know, the Saints had a good pass rush, but Steve Young was able to step up, find a little room. Boy, what an athlete. Put a perfect stride in there to Sherrard. You know, Sherrard's been their big play guy. Jerry Rice's longest completion of the reception of the year is 21 yards.
You were saying you hoped you could see the San Francisco punter. So did the Saints sometime here tonight.
He's punted 3 times this year. That says something for the 49er offense.
First and 10 at the 43. Young rolls to his left. Pump fakes will run 40, 35, and slides down at the 33-yard line before he's camped on by one of the Saints. Young comes up injured. 9 yards on the run. Robert Goff is the man who hit Young after the slide.
Well, he did go down feet first, which is supposed to make him ineligible to be hit, but very seldom does a guy tackle him from behind, and Goff was chasing him. The defenders who were coming up, the people in the secondary, saw him slide down, but Goff was really behind him on the play and really could have hit him a lot harder than that.
Well, 3 carries, 49 yards. You think Young's probably the kind of guy who works on a little stand-up slide, where you slide, stand up, and keep going to pop-up.
Yeah. They're playing the crybaby tape here in the Superdome. It's 2nd down and 1. Handoff goes to Waters. They stop him short. Officially no gain, but he gets inside the 35. He needs to reach the 33-yard line.
And that was Wayne Martin again, right in the hole to drop him for very little gain.
49ers trying to hit that quick trap in there. Real veteran offensive line for the 49ers. Steve Wallace, much improved at left tackle. McIntyre, Sapolu, the center, been there a long time. Foster at right guard, extremely strong. And Harris Barton, one of the best tackles in the game.
Jamie Williams is a tight end on the left. Jones a tight end on the right. There's movement. A handoff goes to Rathman. He dives forward for the first down. I thought I saw a movement. It'll be a gain of 2 for the first down to the 32-yard line, but no yellow flag.
No, they all got off the ball in unison, especially on that right side. Archie mentioned the starters up there. They started all 16 games together last season, and that continuity helps you nowhere better than in the offensive line.
And then you throw in Jamie Williams, who's an extremely good blocker. And, of course, stick Rathman in there. Well, doesn't he remind you of the old-timey fullbacks? There's not many of these around anymore. It's got that flat top. You see Bill Brown and Jimmy Taylor right there, don't you?
Sure do.
First and 10, Niners. They're a perfect 5 for 5 on 3rd down conversions now. 2 wideouts to the right, 1 to the left. Young back to pass. Pump fake, still looks, throws as he's hit. It's almost picked off, incomplete. Toy Cook was there at the 25-yard line, but could not hold on. It was intended for Sherrard.
Remember that one, boys. That's 7 points. Good pressure on Steve Young. Didn't get everything on the football. Tried to force it in there. Toy Cook broke on it, had it, and no one would have touched him. Even Steve Young wouldn't have caught him as fast as he is.
Pat Swilling had a good pass rush and was clawing at Young, made him double pump it a little bit, and that almost ended up as 6 points in Toy Cook's hands because of that pass rush of Swilling's.
Out of the huddle, Sherrard goes wide to the right. Rice in the slot to the right. Odessa Turner is the wide receiver to the left. Waters and Rathman in the backfield behind quarterback Steve Young. No tight ends. Handoff goes to Waters, sweeping left with a pulling guard. Cuts up the field at the 30, down to the 25, down to the 23-yard line. Wayne Martin makes the tackle after a 9-yard gain.
Boy, that was a good-looking running play right there. It was a great block on Swilling at the point, but still the Saints' pursuit was coming, and Waters did a little spin move and got about 3 extra yards.
And out there blocking was left guard Guy McIntyre, 9th-year player out of Georgia, 3rd-round draft pick in '84.
Saints making a number of substitutions. Ricky Jackson back in. James Williams checks into the game.
49ers a perfect 5 for 5 on 3rd down conversions. It's double tight end with Rice a flanker to the right side. Now he's in motion across the formation. Handoff goes to Rathman. He dives in there. He needs to get down to the 22, and it's very close.
That's going to be real close. Vaughn Johnson was in there, sticking his nose in there. Pig Goff as well. This will probably necessitate a measurement. He may not have gotten there.
Bernie Kukar is asking everyone to scatter, and our statistician Dale Jones says he doesn't think he made it. And it is 4th down. Young is asking for a measurement, though.
That's a good idea. 49ers have been a good 3rd down team this year, converting 48.6% of the time. They've attempted 4 4th down plays and converted on 1.
And we'll see the stretch of the chains. Proud sponsors of Saints football, Pennzoil and Gum Out, both available at Walmart stores. And don't forget to come into any participating New Orleans Popeyes, register to win free Saints game tickets and a chance for an all-expense-paid trip to the Super Bowl during Saints Super Sweepstakes. There's a new winner every week, so register often. See store for details from your friends at Popeyes and the Saints Network.
Well, they're going to bring in Mike Kofer, and he's had a very erratic year. He's missed once in each game this season from 48, 33, and 36. He's only hitting 3 out of his first 7 attempts this season, was only 50% last year.
Well, Well, we still hadn't seen Klaus Wilmsmeyer or whatever. I don't think he exists. I don't think they have a punter.
It'll be a 40-yard field goal attempt. Steve Bono to hold in the Girard Street end zone to our right. On the left hash mark, it's Mike Kofer. There's the snap, back in good shape. Ball down, kick in the air. The end-over-end kick is good. It's through the uprights with plenty to spare. A 40-yard field goal, and the Niners take the lead over the Saints. Timeout with 8:55 remaining first half. It's the 49ers 10 and the Saints 7. You're listening to Saints football.
There are only two things to look for in a pair of Lee jeans. One is fit. The other is a feeling. Something tells you these are jeans you could be comfortable wearing. Right now, Shoetown and Foot in Fashion has men's and women's Lee jeans for only $19.99. Basic, down-to-earth, American jeans. Jeans that not only feel good, but look good. And only $19.99 at Shoetown and Foot in Fashion. You are comfortable in and comfortable about Lee jeans.
Hey, George, I heard you just purchased a new heat pump. Yeah, Bill had it installed last week. Why in the world did you buy a heat pump? Well, a heat pump's one piece of equipment that provides comfortable heating and cooling with just the flick of a switch. And for each unit of electricity that goes in, you get 3 units of heat out. I mean, it's like getting a $100 value for only $33. George, where'd you get your heat pump?
We got it from a contractor member of Louisiana Heat Pump Association. And if you're interested in moving up to the heat pump, just call 1-800-537-4255. They'll provide you with a list of qualified member contractors in your area.
Tonight at 8 o'clock, get ready for the best oldies.
Don't you know I'm gone? You'd better I want to feel fire, yeah.
It's Sunday Night Oldies. We all know that 8 o'clock is a little too early to hit the sack. So while those other guys are trying to put you to sleep, join us at 8 o'clock for a lot of feel-good music that you want to hear by request.
Let the other guys put you to sleep. We'll make you feel good with Sunday Night Oldies. Q93. The Saints are on Q93.
In the dome, Mike Kofer to kick after the 40-yard field goal capped an 11-play, 62-yard drive. 8:55 remaining second quarter. 10-7. Niners over the Saints. Deepest man is Fred McAfee, and it will be returned. McAfee calling for it and gets it at the 6-yard line, up to the 10, up to the 15, and he's clobbered right at the 20-yard line. Back deep also to receive was Dalton Hilliard and Tyrone Leggett. It's a 14-yard return. Saints will have it 1st and 10 at the 20. Let's pause 15 seconds for station identification. You're listening to Saints football.
CJ and Company in the morning.
The Oldies All Request Lunch Hour. The All Request and Dedication Party.
93 in a row.
More money.
And now the Saints. You're listening to Q93, WQUE-FM New Orleans, the FM station for the New Orleans Saints.
1st and 10 Saints. Wesley Carroll splits wide to the right. Eric Martin in the slot to the left. Quinn Early wide to the left. Vaughn Dunbar, the only running back, with Bobby Hebert under center. Frank Wainwright is a flanker on the right side. 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. Hebert, the handoff goes to Dunbar, tries to go to his right and is stopped in the backfield and bowled over by 4 or 5 49ers back at the 18-yard line.
Well, draw play on 1st down, nothing there. Tim Harris, we hadn't heard much of him tonight. Of course, their sack leader came to the 49ers last year from the Packers. A couple of substitutions from the Saints to note. Steve Trapillo is checked in at the right guard now to play the second quarter here, and Chris Port in for Richard Cooper at the left tackle spot.
And it was Pierce Holt beating Steve Trapillo on that play.
You're right, David. That's just what I was going to mention. Pierce Holt, probably their best defensive lineman. He really handled Trapillo on that running play.
Carroll and Early wide to the left. Ironhead along in the backfield with Vaughn Dunbar as San Francisco's defense calls timeout. 8:05 remaining in the first half. 49ers lead the Saints by a score of 10-7. Now this for BC Powder and Sears Brand Central.
When your job gives you a powerful headache, you need the power of BC.
Power, BC Power.
In this auto body shop, you get a headache just walking in the door.
BC Power in the powder, the power of BC.
Somebody's hammering out dents over here or running the grinder over there. So there's always noise.
BC Power in the powder, the power of BC.
Then on top of that, there's fumes. Pretty soon your head starts pounding like a sledgehammer.
You You need something to see you through, something strong so you feel like new.
Around here, there's headaches just looking for a place to happen. But BC knocks them right out.
BC power in the powder, the power of BC.
When you need strong relief, BC stops pain fast.
The power of BC.
Use as directed. When you're spending hard-earned money on electronics, appliances, and home office equipment, it's good to know there'll always be a store you can trust. Sears Brand Central. You can count on more top brands, more service people, affordable credit options, and most important, a name backed by over 100 years of quality, integrity, and constant good values. No wonder more people buy more top brands from the store they trust. Sears Brand Central.
You can count on me, Sears, Roebuck and Company.
10-7 Niners over the Saints, 8:05 remaining first half. When the Saints wanted a little home cooking for the home team, they chose Popeyes, because when it comes to feeding a hungry bunch of Saints and Archie Manning, nobody beats the chicken, biscuits, and sides at Popeyes, a proud member of the Saints official training table.
Saints have only 4 first downs and 87 yards here with 8:05 to play in the second quarter. And remember, they went on an 80-yard drive for their only score of this game, so they've been able to do little since.
It was a loss of 1 yard on that last run by Dunbar. It's second down and 11 from the 19-yard line. That was before San Francisco's defense called a timeout.
Saints have 2 receivers to the left, but they're in a running formation. Let's see what they do with it.
Lewis Lips is in the ball game in motion from left to right. Back to pass, Hebert, chased out of the pocket. Pump fakes, will now run and get a block from Hilliard up to the 25-30, and then gets the first down to the 32.
I want to tell you, one of the great blocks of all time, Ironhead Hayward on Michael Carter, and he just cartwheeled him. He had him lined up, he put him in his sights, and he drilled him.
And Carter's going out of the game. That's almost 600 pounds of contact right there. Actually, Bobby could have thrown to Ironhead. Ironhead wanted it. When he saw Bobby was going to run, he peeled back on Carter and just flipped him.
That's only the 4th first down for the Saints, 1st and 10. And it's marked at the 32-yard line. After the 13-yard run by Bobby Hebert. 2 wide receivers to the right, split backfield. Behind quarterback Bobby Hebert, fake handoff, back to pass, looking down the field. He's caught in the backfield, dumps it off, caught by Ironhead Hayward at the 35 to the 36-yard line. It may have been Graskin control in the pass, but there was only one man who hit Bobby Hebert. It's a 4-yard completion.
Well, someone had their hands around his neck. There's a situation last year that would have been in the grasp. It's like Washington, one of their substitute defensive linemen they mix in. Had a hold of Bobby. He got the ball off to Ironhead and picked up a few yards.
Picked up 3 up to the 35-yard line as we respot the football right on the 35. Second down and 7 from the 35-yard line. This drive started at the 20. Is keyed by a Bobby Hebert 13-yard run. Split backfield now with wide receivers to either side. The football on the near side hash mark. Hebert, handoff, goes to Fred McAfee in there, gets outside, busts away from one would-be tackler and gains a couple of yards to the 37. It'll be 3rd down and 5.
Well, the same formation the Saints have used so much for their play-action passing tonight. That time slipped McAfee into the game, tried to slip the ball to him and get him outside. Almost got there. Pretty good defense and pursuit by the 49ers. Saints will face about a 3rd and 5.
Dennis Brown dragged him down. We also note that Chris Port is in the lineup now at left tackle, so it's Trapillo at right guard, Port at left tackle, similar to what they did last week. They're going to try to give some rest to Kennard and also to the left tackle Cooper.
Martin and Early to the right, Torrance Small and Wesley Carroll to the left. Dalton Hilliard in the backfield. Out of the shotgun, Bobby Hebert on 3rd and 5 from the 37. Back to pass, throws one down the near side sideline for Carroll. It's up in the air and intercepted and out of bounds at the 27-yard line. Getting the interception and coming up with the football was either Dana Hall or Alan Grant. And it was Alan Grant. And we have timeout. Interception, turnover by the Saints. 5:30 remaining in the first half. 49ers lead New Orleans by a score of 10-7. You're listening to Saints football.
On select model, standard package equipment, tax credit license not included, includes rebates ranked according to the South Central region.
Car buyers, Ray Brandt, the South #1 Nissan dealer, is #2 in the U.S. and racing to become America's #1 Nissan dealer. The new 92 Maxima comes with automatic AC, cruise, tilt wheel, FMA, and cassette stereo, and more. Only $15,990. Or get the new 92 Pathfinder for $15,990 at the Ray Brandt Nissan Clearance Center with the end of the year clearance. 1884 West Bank Expressway, Harvey. Ray Brandt Nissan guns down the competition.
If one of your income tax deductions flew out the window with tax reform, bring it back home with a Jefferson Savings Equity Loan. Fixed interest, fixed payments. An affordable loan that you help plan to get the most from your investment. Check with your tax advisor for all the money-saving details. Jefferson Savings and Loan Association, an equal housing lender.
Tonight at 8 o'clock, get ready for the best oldies.
Don't you know I'm gone? You'd better trust me. I want to be a fire, yeah.
It's Sunday Night Oldies. We all know that 8 o'clock is a little too early to hit the sack. So while those other guys are trying to put you to sleep, join us at 8 o'clock for a lot of feel-good music that you want to hear by request.
Let the other guys put you to sleep. We'll make you feel good with Sunday Night Oldies. Q93. The Saints are on Q93.
Sponsor of Saints Radio, Sears Brand Central, the brands you want at the store you trust. It's an interception by Dana Hall, the first-round draft choice. And it's first down and 10 for the 49ers at their own 20-yard line, or 28-yard line. Wide receivers left and right, split backfield, handoff, faked, back to pass, throws to Jones, complete at the 35, up to the 39 or 40-yard line. About an 11-yard gain. Toy Cook defending. That's Brent Jones, the tight end, on the reception.
Of course, Steve Young paid the price. Wayne Martin just zeroing in on him. Steve got rid of it, though, unloaded it, took his shot. You know, I guess Merton Hanks really caused the interception. Pretty good recovery there by Hanks to tip the ball up in the air on the intended pass from Wesley Carroll, and then Dana Hall came across and made the interception.
11th first down of the ball game for San Francisco. First and 10 at their own 40-yard line. Handoff goes to Waters, sweeping left with the guard pulling. Crosses the 40, 45, 50. First down and out of bounds at the 48-yard line in Saints territory. A 12-yard run by Ricky Waters. Drafted in the second round in 91 out of Notre Dame.
You can credit that run to the fine block by the tight end Jamie Williams, as Archie's often described it when the Saints get called for holding on that sort of play with their tight end off, and it's a long block, and he really held on to his man legally, I guess it was, and enabled the back to turn the corner. Jamie Williams, a 10-year veteran out of Nebraska, Plan B acquisition from the Oilers.
I've really been impressed with Ricky Waters and his running ability. 49ers now have gone over 100 yards rushing. That's 107. The Saints have run but 18 plays in the football game.
Sherrard wide left. Terry Rice wide to the right. Handoff goes to Waters, and he's stopped in the backfield. No gain. Sam Mills in there first and helping out Brett Maxey.
Well, you know, this is a team in the 49ers that was averaging 432 yards per game in offense and 24 first downs coming in. So the Saints are tackling well and they're hitting hard, but this is just such a versatile 49er offense. They just function with everybody out there. Everybody can play numerous roles.
A lot of weapons there. We talked about Mike Shanahan, the new offensive coordinator, though. They say that he went to Bill Walsh, though, and they're more like the 49ers were when Walsh was the head coach rather than the last few years as Mike Holmgren, our offensive coordinator.
It was a loss of a yard. It's second down and 11. Quarterback draw. Young keeps it and is down right at the original line of scrimmage. It's a 1-yard gain. It'll be third down and 10. Was that a quarterback draw?
Yes, it was a quarterback draw. Just took a 3-step drop. Then tried to go up the middle. Wayne Martin had not gotten upfield too far. Wayne made another tackle, although I think he hurt himself on the play.
You know, Archie hurt himself on the previous series when he made that great stop of a running back. I think he hurt his hand when he reached in to make an ankle-high tackle, and I think that's bothering him. You can tell by the way he goes back to the huddle each time, but he's a tough guy, and he's staying in there, playing very well.
49ers are 5 of 6 on third down conversions. It's third and 10 from the 48-yard line.
I think if we could stop them here, we might see the invisible punter.
Back to pass, Young. Pump fakes, now throws deep for Sherrard at the 10-yard line, and the Saints had a better chance of catching that one incomplete at the 10, double covered. We have a flag thrown back in the offensive backfield, and it's holding against San Francisco.
And Ronaldo Turnbull had an excellent pass rush from his left outside linebacker position, and Harris Barton was caught holding, and he was still able to hit Young as he threw.
I think we're going to see him. Here he comes.
Here comes Klaus. Now watch the Saints come after this guy. He was drafted out of Louisville, or actually was a free agent out of Louisville, that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers released back in August. Joe Marciano's scouting report with the special teams coach in Tampa Bay is that this guy gets the ball off awfully slowly, so watch for the Saints to come after him.
Well, it's hard to tell. He hadn't punted but 3 times this year, and that's a 4th game, although his average is 32.7. Louis Lips is back to return.
Klaus Wilmsmeyer stands at his own 37. Louis Lips stands at the 10. The line of scrimmage is the 48. 4th down and 10. Snap back in good shape. It is a very high punt. Lips will not return the first punt in his direction. It hits at the 5 and is down at the 1.
All right, I've seen enough of him.
Get out of there, Klaus.
47-yard punt, no return. It'll be first down deep in Saints territory when we come back after some messages. Southwest Airlines, the 7th largest airline in America, offers over 1,200 daily departures to 33 destinations at the lowest unrestricted fares. Southwest Airlines, it's just plain smart. 2:33 remaining first half, 10-7 49ers. Now this for Popeyes. The footballs are flying, and New Orleans is out to win the West again. And as an official member of the Saints training table, your local Popeyes Chicken and Biscuits is proud to offer the best fans in the league, the Saints Touchdown Special. Enough of our famous New Orleans-style chicken and sides to feed 4 hungry fans and then some. This month's Saints Touchdown Special includes a box of hot, fresh Popeyes chicken, your choice of any 16-ounce side item, and 4 buttermilk biscuits for only $9.99. So come on in to your neighborhood Popeyes for a Saints Touchdown Special at the super party price of just $9.99. Home cooking for the home team. That's what Popeyes Saints Touchdown Special is all about. Pick one up today.
Dropping back to the end zone, Craig dancing around, throwing to the sideline, and is picked off by Troy Cook at the 30. He's to the 28. He's down to the 20-yard line, diving forward to the 19. The Saints have it anyway.
Don't forget to order Saga of the Saints, the illustrated history of the first 25 seasons, by calling 1-800-358-1950. The Saga of the Saints is a must for every Saints fan. Call now, 1-800-358-1950. The Saga of the Saints, also available at B. Dalton Booksellers, among other finer book dealers. Jim Henderson, I know this is a book that you like very much. You, among a lot of the media in town, part of the commentators, with nice things to say about Saga of the Saints.
Oh, it's excellent. Excellent book.
And I think Archie signed one before the game today.
Well, I certainly did. Jim's enjoyed it, especially since he's learned how to read in the last.
Well, I colored the first copy of it I got. What is really interesting is just tracing Archie's hairstyles down through the years.
Well, with that said and done, order your copy of Saga of the Saints. 1st and 10 at the 1-yard line. Double tight end. Quinn Early in motion left to right. Hebert hands off to Hayward out of the end zone, and he gets a yard to the 2.
I wish we'd have come with that play-action pass one more time. This is a crucial series for the Saints. Clock moving now at 2:22. Extremely tough against any team to come out of your own end zone, but the Saints do not want to have to punt it away down here and give the 49ers some good field position before the half. I think Saints will let this run down to the 2-minute warning.
2:10, clock moving, and the Saints aren't going to break the huddle. So we'll pause for these messages. 49ers leading the Saints 10-7 at the 2-minute warning here in the first half. There's timeout. You're listening to Saints football.
Interstate Ford introduces a new sales concept. No negotiable prices, no pressure, no gimmicks, no haggling. The reduced price of every vehicle is clearly marked, like a brand new 92 Crown Victoria, fully equipped for the low price of only $15,971, or a brand new 92 F-150 pickup truck, fully loaded for only $10,995. Come try our no hassle, no haggle, one price concept at Interstate Ford on Veterans Boulevard between Causeway and Cleary and Metairie. Prices plus tax and license, rebates applied, vehicle subject to prior sale. With the help of the Sports Medicine Center at Lakeside Hospital, you can maximize your potential in sports. If sports injuries occur, you'll have comfort in knowing the Sports Medicine Center is there. State-of-the-art medical technology, physical rehabilitation, and fitness equipment, plus the multi-specialty staff at the Sports Medicine Center can enhance your body's performance. Sports Medicine Center can prevent, diagnose, treat, and rehabilitate injuries far more effectively than ordinary hospitals or health spas. See for yourself. Call 885-3488 for more information.
When you think of the Saints, you think of big fun in the dome. You think of suds. You think of the sensations. And, of course, you think of doing the Benson Boogie. Now, when you think of the Saints, think of all the play-by-play action live in 100,000-watt stereo. That's what you get each.
Another proud sponsor of Saints Radio, your Southland Jeep and Eagle dealers. Remember, there's only one Jeep. Second down, 9 from the 2-yard line. Saints in their own end zone. Almost.
Might point out the 49ers have 185 yards of total offense tonight. Steve Young's responsible for 128 of that.
10-7, 49ers over the Saints. There's a slot and a wideout. And Hebert hands off to Dalton Hilliard, who crosses the 3 and gets up to the 4-yard line before he's pulled over by a pair.
49ers going to call timeout, I'm sure. That'll be their last one.
That's their third and final team timeout.
Gain of a couple to the 4. So it's third down and about 7 yards to go from the 4-yard line. Saints deep in their own territory.
Well, this will be 4 first halves of football this season for the Saints in which they've scored 13 points. It looked like it was going to start out a little differently here tonight when the Saints opened things up. Hebert throwing a lot early. The Saints marching downfield. Wesley Carroll fumbling after a reception, but the Saints getting it back on a call at the goal line. And the touchback back to their 20, and then they went 80 yards with Bobby Hebert hitting Eric Martin from 11 yards out. It looked like the Saints' offensive machine was going to be in gear all the first half long, but then the 49ers really shut things down, and the Saints didn't have the ball very much the rest of the way here in this first half.
We're watching the conversation on the near side sideline with Hebert and offensive coordinator Carl Smith. Coach Morrow was busy talking with the defense.
What do you think, Arch? Do you think the Saints will put it up here?
Yeah, I sure do.
For 3rd and 7 from their own 4.
I just don't think you're going to run for 7 yards there on 3rd and 7. The Saints have tried a couple of draws and traps, and I have not been successful. I think they're definitely going to throw the ball and try to get probably some kind of crossing pattern. If it's not there, take that sideline again to Quinn early.
Saints are 2 of 4 on 3rd down conversions. Wesley Carroll in motion from left to right. Torrance Small, the only wide receiver to the right out of the shotgun. Hebert 5 yards deep in the end zone. Now has to scramble, throws. It's caught. First down. Torrance Small at the 15-yard line.
Well, Torrance Small's first reception as an NFL player, certainly a big one. Bobby in trouble in the end zone, scrambles to his right. Torrance Small works himself open, picks up a key first down. 1:46 to go now, first half. Saints will face a 1st and 10 at their own 15-yard line. Well, Jim, I'll turn it on you. What do you do now? Do you go into some type of 2-minute offense, or do you run the ball again?
I think they'll put it in gear with a 2-minute offense.
Yeah. It was an 11-yard gain to Torrance Small, who's out of the lineup. 3 wide receivers now in.
Of course, Bobby's under center, which is still the threat of a running game.
Back to pass. Good protection. Throws over the middle. It was wide open, but incomplete. Intended for Eric Martin, but overthrown or thrown out in front of Martin at the 35-yard line.
And you see Bobby motioning with his hand like he expected Martin perhaps to continue on that route, or there was some sort of misalignment between the two of them. And that pass fell incomplete, but it looked like Martin was going to be wide open in the middle of the field.
He was wide open. 49ers had dropped him to a zone. Bobby just had to throw it over the reach of Romanowski, which he did, but too far ahead of Eric Martin.
1:40 remaining first half. Wesley Carroll wide to the near side. Martin in the slot and Early wide to the right.
Well, Saints still 3 wide receivers. Now Wainwright's in the game. Looks like he may go in motion.
Wainwright on the flank to the left. Handoff goes to Dalton Hilliard in the backfield, who scoots left and then right and gains up to the 19-yard line before he's stopped. It'll be a pickup of about 3 on the play.
The Saints have 2 timeouts remaining. Choose not to call one here. The clock moving at 1:25, 1:24. 3rd down and about 7 or 8 yards, about 7 yards to go here.
We'll call it at the 19. It is 3rd and 7. The Saints are 3 of 5 on 3rd down conversions. 3 wideouts to the near side. Torrance Small is back in there. Only 1 running back with Bobby Hebert out of the shotgun. Looks down the field, has all day, throws. It's caught by Quinn Early with running room at the 30, 35, 40, out of bounds at the 45-yard line.
Man, that's a big league catch right there. He went high and took it in on his fingertips, and the Saints pick up the first down. Now they've got a little something going. They're up around midfield, and they've got 2 timeouts with which to work and 54 seconds on the clock.
Plenty of time. Well, Bobby really made a smart play there. He wanted so badly to throw that ball over the middle as he got some pressure there. He spotted Eric Martin, then he changed his mind, quickly threw to his left. Defensive back made a poor play for the 49ers, and Quinn came up with a good catch and then a good run.
27 yards on the pass and run from Hebert to Quinn Early. It's 1st and 10 at the Saints' 46-yard line. 4 wide receivers out of the shotgun. 4-man defensive front for San Francisco. In the down position, Hebert lobs one over the middle, and it's caught. And down immediately, slipping, was Torrance Small at the 48-yard line. He pick up a 6.
That's another nice catch by Small. That ball was thrown behind him, and he brought it in. He caught everything thrown his way in preseason. Now getting his chance here in the regular season. As we mentioned earlier, Steve Walters said he's been doing this all week long in practice.
I really like him. He's a big, tall kid. He's strong in his upper body. He catches the football. I think he's perfect for one of those inside positions on the 4 wide receiver set for the Saints.
Timeout has been called. And the Saints trainers and the Niners trainers are out with 49 seconds remaining in the first half. 49ers leading 10-7.
Hey, fellas, remember this summer when I had to suffer through that week over in Kauai for the Seagram's Golden Quarterback Challenge?
Yeah.
15 quarterbacks, old quarterbacks went over there. You're probably wondering when that's going to be on TV.
When is that?
It'll be next Saturday. We'll be on our way to Detroit, but it'll be on... let's see, WDSU here next Saturday at 3 o'clock. And Dale's going to be watching it. I didn't do as good this year. Boy, I had a terrible time over there in Kauai all week.
I bet you did.
By the way, people will be able to call in to the Red Cross because, you know, Kauai really got wiped out by that hurricane.
Second down and 4 from the 48-yard line. Wesley Carroll in motion from right to left, now back to the left. Hebert out of the shotgun, looks, throws over the middle. It's caught for the first down at the 43-yard line. Torrance Small is in there again. 5 yards on the pass and completion. Saints first and 10. 36 seconds remaining first half.
The Saints need to do something pretty quick here and try to at least get in position for a field goal. I think 49ers are offsides. You got to stop the clock and give us a free play. Bobby, don't do that.
Bobby Hebert just tossed the ball back to the official and then tries to underhand pass the football upfield, and it's intercepted by the 49ers. Ted Washington at the 48. Was that a false start, or was it a dead ball foul?
This is one of the most bizarre plays I've ever seen. Let's try to go back on it. I think the 49ers jumped across the line of scrimmage.
The whistle was blown by the head linesman. We had offside on the defense. Killed the play.
He just heard the whistle. He heard the whistle.
If the whistle blew, we've got to put time back on the clock. The clock ran down to 21 seconds.
You're right. I think they will. Of course, Bobby, he did hear the whistle, so he knew that it was a dead play, but still he decided to flip it to the official. That official he flipped it to had not blown the whistle, possibly didn't hear it, so Bobby had to go back and retrieve the ball. Then right before he was stumbling out of bounds, he threw it up in the air, and the 49ers intercepted it.
Looked like a pass thrown by another quarterback in the past over on that far side sideline.
This will make some follies.
That was Kevin Fagan, the right defensive end, who jumped. Boy, these officials have had a rough half, haven't they?
The good news is the Saints are going to get 5 yards upfield, be first and 5. There's 21 seconds showing, and David, I think you're exactly right. I think they've got to put some time back on the clock.
Please put 27 seconds on the scoreboard clock.
Get away, David.
27 seconds.
Bernie Kukar is the referee who just instructed the timer to do his duty, and we now have 27 seconds remaining in the first half. 10-7 49ers over the Saints. We're getting close to Anderson range. First and 5 from the 35. 3 wideouts to the right, 1 to the left.
Here's a situation where you'd like to get it to the sideline and get out of bounds.
Out of the shotgun, Hebert back to pass, looks over the middle, lobs one, throws, caught by Torrance Small. He's running toward the out-of-bounds marker. He gets the first down. The clock will stay moving. 18 seconds remaining. Now the Saints burn their final timeout. 16 seconds remaining first half. First and 10 on the 6-yard pass to that man, Torrance Small.
Well, you can't blame him. He made every effort to get out of bounds. He really could have advanced the ball further upfield, but he made the move and went to the sideline. He's just unfortunate. He was tackled right before he got there, and it seems like the officials are going to really make every effort to keep the clock running in that case unless you clearly get out of bounds.
Fans thought he got there, obviously. And it didn't look like he did. Looking at replay, it looked like he was in bounds when he was tackled. They had a crossing pattern with Small, and he had whipped the linebacker, Romanowski. Big first half for Torrance Small, who's holding off the challenge of Lewis Lips in that 4th receiver spot.
Boy, you guys look dapper. Thanks to Perlis and Cajun Clothing Company for outfitting our Saints radio team in cotton crawfish shirts and blazers. And we remind the fans to see all colors and styles of crawfish shirts at Perlis on Magazine in the Esplanade, and at Cajun Clothing Company at Jack's Brewery, the Riverwalk, in Oakwood, Cortana, and Acadiana Malls. Nice look, Jim.
Thank you very much. See, where would the Saints be if they didn't go into that 2-minute drill as I suggested earlier? Look, and now they're in a chance to possibly add some points on the board and maybe go into halftime tied at 10. We'll see. Small, 4 catches for 29 yards.
need to get a cap and a whistle.
No timeouts. 4 wide receivers, 16 seconds remaining first half. Out of the shotgun, Hebert throws to the sideline. It's caught and immediately out of bounds. Quinn Early at the 25. Eric Davis defending. It's a 7-yard gain. Clock down to 12.
And that'll be enough. They'll send down Morton Anderson, Tommy Barnhart, and company. Good call by the Saints. Good play. Bobby throws the ball hard to the outside. Good safe play. Just moves Morton a little closer. Ball will be on the 25. 10 more for the goalpost 35. The snap will be about a 42-yarder.
You're exactly right. It's a 42-yard attempt on the hash mark on the far side. We're in the Pointer Street end zone. Morton Anderson looking at a 42-yard field goal to tie it with 12 seconds remaining. Ball down, kick in the air. Kaboom! He hits it. We've got a tie ball game.
We got a heck of a ball game.
Good ball game. Morton Anderson looks at his 4th field goal of the year in 6 attempts.
No question about that one. He absolutely drilled it. He was hitting from 52, 54 yards in warm-ups without any problem. So apparently Morton is all the way back from those physical problems.
11 plays, 74 yards. It took up 2 minutes and 25 seconds, but only 2:25. And the clock stands at 0:08. And keep in mind, 0:07 was put back on the scoreboard during an earlier weird turn of events on a whistle dead play that was run out.
Boy, I can see, I bet the media is just running for the
hot dogs.
There's
hot dog
food
line?
down there now. I'll be last in line. I got to stay here for another 8 seconds.
Nobody said this would be easy. It's a tough job, but somebody's got to do it.
I'm glad it's us.
Yeah, especially on a night like this. This is really an exciting evening.
How about Torrance Small?
Yeah.
Got to become their go guy there.
4 catches.
Let's point out Torrance is playing in the slot on their 4-receiver set, the position that really Floyd Turner's been playing the last couple of years, yet it seems like they're using him a little bit like they have Eric Martin in the past, who also plays in the slot on the other side.
Now here's a spot where you don't want Morton to kick it that far.
Ant Lee and Mark Logan, the deep backs, and he squibs it. It hits up at the 40, bounces, and then is recovered at the 31-yard line. The clock will move down to 6 seconds, so 2 goes off the scoreboard. 6 seconds remaining first half. Odessa Turner made the recovery at the 31. 10-10 the score. And I'm sure you have a nice halftime lined up for us, Mr. Henderson.
I hope to. Larry Weissman of the USA Today, an excellent writer on the Pro Football Beat, is supposed to be stopping by, and he's always worth a visit. Looks like the 49ers, Arch, are not going to go with any sort of Big Ben here. They're just going to kneel and run out the final 6 seconds of this first half.
Well, that's good. I'm going to beat it on down to the food.
Well, with the knee touch to the ground, the clock will run down, and that's the end of the first half. We're just like we started, with a lot of excitement in between. The score, Saints 10, 49ers 10. The Southwest Airlines halftime report begins in 1 minute with the first half summary. This is the New Orleans Saints Radio Network.
These days in business, you have to look at problems as challenges. For instance, they cut my department's travel budget in half and said I had to keep sending out the same number of people. Okay, I accepted the challenge and found a solution. Southwest Airlines Friends Fly Free offer. You can buy 1 round-trip ticket at their low, unrestricted fare, and a friend flies with you free, anywhere Southwest Airlines flies. And friends aren't just spouses and pals. They're bosses and partners and clients, too. There's no advance purchase on a Friends Fly Free ticket either. Just make a reservation at least 24 hours in advance and stay over for 1 night. By the way, this offer doesn't include local airport taxes up to $12 round trip each. If your plans change at the last minute, Southwest Friends Fly Free tickets are fully refundable. And although seats are limited right now, they're available all week long. Friends Fly Free only on Southwest Airlines. It's the perfect solution to cut your business budget or to turn a short business trip into a long weekend. Call 1-800-I-FLY-SWA. It's just plain smart.
Saints football proudly sponsored on radio by Southwest Airlines, providing frequent flights and low fares, which is why flying Southwest Airlines is just plain smart. And by Popeye's famous fried chicken and biscuits, official training table product of the New Orleans Saints. And by Ford Quality Care. It may be your car, but it's still our baby.
We're in half, 10-10, Saints and 49ers. 49ers. Here's how it happened. The Saints scored first, their second offensive possession. Bobby Hebert completes an 8-play, 80-yard drive with an 11-yard pass to Eric Martin. 6:19 remaining first quarter, 7-0 is the score. Kofor ties it up, or rather it's tied up with Rathman, a 1-yard run, 9 plays, 80 yards. In a drive that took up 4:45 with a minute 34 remaining first quarter, it was tied 7-7. Kofor kicked a 40-yard field goal in the second quarter with 8:55 remaining to make it 10-7. And then just before halftime, after a tremendous drive that started at the Saints only own 1-yard line, Morton Anderson caps an 11-play, 70-yard drive with a 42-yard boot with 8 seconds remaining in the second quarter to tie the score at 10-10. If you're just plain smart about New Orleans Saints history, you could be a big winner in the 1992 Southwest Airlines Saints Halo Hall of Fame contest. The more you know about the memorable Saints stars of the past, the better your chances are of being one of 8 big winners during the 92 season. Winners will enjoy these great prizes: a pair of free round-trip tickets from any Southwest Airlines city to New Orleans or any of the other 33 Southwest Airlines destinations of your choice. A pair of free tickets to an upcoming Saints home game in the Dome. A pair of free tickets to the Saints Hall of Fame and Museum in Kenner. Dinner for 2 at Stonebreakers Restaurant in Metairie. Plus a special Southwest Airlines Saints Smart Pack filled with fun gifts from Southwest Airlines. To win, just listen for in-game clues. In each Saints broadcast, if you can name the Saints Halo Hall of Famer, mail your entry or postcard to Southwest Airlines, 111 Veterans Boulevard, Suite 704, Metairie, Louisiana, 70005 by the entry deadline. If you're the first correct entry drawn on the announced drawing date, you're a winner. Because when it comes to knowing about your favorite team, the Saints, you're just plain smart. No purchase necessary to win. Just send in the correct entry by the announced deadline date. If you're the first correct entry drawn by Southwest Airlines, you'll be one of 8 big winners. The Saints Halo Hall of Fame contest brought to you by Southwest Airlines, the official airline of the New Orleans Saints Radio Network. 10-10 halftime. Jim Henderson has his special guest coming up in just a moment after these messages. You're listening to Saints Football.
Exxon Shop salutes the 26th Saints season with special savings they're passing on to you. Save with the Tiger all summer long. Stop in a local convenient Exxon Shop near you and stock up on plenty of 10K. Beat summer heat with lots of 10K. All 32-ounce flavors only 99 cents at all participating Exxon shops. Rely on the Tiger. Rely on your Exxon shops. Stock up on plenty of 10K. All 32-ounce flavors only 99 cents at all participating Exxon shops. Rely on the Tiger. Rely on your Exxon shops. Prices may vary at participating locations.
In New Orleans, there will always be snowball stands in the summertime. You can depend on it. And since 1883, New Orleans has depended on the Whitney National Bank. In a time when the financial stability of your bank is more important than ever before, more and more people depend on the Whitney. Our dedication to customer service and personal banking relationships has remained uninterrupted for more than 100 years. Stable, competitive, personal. The Whitney. With 32 Metro New Orleans locations to serve you. Member FDIC.
Hi, this is CJ Superstar Morgan, star of CJ and Company and Saints fan extraordinaire. Boy, I hope you guys are enjoying the ball game. And while we got this little break, I'd just like to take a moment to invite you to join me mornings from 5:30 until 10 for more music, more money, more Monica Pierre, and more fun. Also, during this time out, I say we play a little Saints music, just to kind of keep you guys fired up. Hold on a second here. Maestro, if you please, Saints music there. There we go. Thank you very much. There you go, you can just kind of hum along here, to stay fired up. But if you can't hum, you can pat your foot or something. Yes, indeed. It's a Saints thing, you see. There, don't you feel better now?
CJ Superstar Morgan and Company. Mornings on Q93. The Saints are on Q93.
Jim Henderson with you at halftime in the Superdome, where the 49ers and the Saints are knotted up at 10. My guest here at halftime is Larry Weisman, the pro football beat writer with the USA Today, who does an excellent job. Larry, first of all, how did you see that fumble by Rice down around the goal line that resulted in a Saints touchback in the first quarter?
If I might hark back to one of those great phrases from the days of instant replay, the runner was down by contact, no fumble.
Well, for Saints fans, that probably sort of makes up for one a couple of years ago where Rice was going into the end zone and spiked the ball on the 2, and they gave him a touchdown. This time, I agree with you. That should have been a retained possession by the 49ers.
It's funny, I flashed on that one, too, with Rice here a couple of years ago on that. And this is one of those close kind of calls, you know, when it happened. You'd be looking, you go, was the fall over? Was his arm, was it just his elbow that was in? Were his knees down? And these are the things that happen in such a short period of time that for a human being to judge is very difficult. And, you know, with us, with the great hindsight of replay, can make another judgment. But, you know, now if you're asking me if they should bring back instant replay, that's a whole...
should they bring back instant replay?
No way. No way. I would rather have some mistakes go uncorrected than to go around correcting things that A, didn't need to be corrected, or quote-unquote correcting things that were never wrong in the first place.
Okay, you saw the Saints last week against the Falcons, a very defensive-oriented game, although this one has produced 20 first-half points. It's a bit different, and the Saints came out a lot more wide open offensively.
Yeah, it was interesting to see the way they came out. I think that they knew the 49ers would kind of sit on their running game and did a lot of interesting things right away. You know, I'm thinking, well, I guess they're throwing the whole of their playbook at them, and I sure hope they have more left because they're going to need more here.
I think it's always interesting for people who are in New Orleans to get the perspective of somebody who writes nationally as to what they think of the Saints, and they think of a conservative game plan that always gets criticized here by the local media and the local fans. What's your perspective on the Saints? How would you categorize this team?
Well, you know, I was talking to some of the other fellows about this before the game, and it's interesting. Certain teams always seem to have the same need. You could go year after year and say, well, the Saints need a speed wide receiver. And they've tried to draft guys. I'm not criticizing the intent on their part, but they never really get the Michael Haynes or the Burner or the guy you need. And as a result, they try and do what they can with the people they have. Now, are they conservative? Yeah, they do lean that way.
Larry Weisman of the USA Today, the pro football beat writer, and a very good one as my halftime guest. We're nearing the start of the second half with our score. The 49ers 10 and the Saints 10. More on the Southwest Airlines halftime report in a moment. You're listening to Saints Football.
What is your office communication system like? First Communication is the first team in communications. They're ready and able to tune up that out-of-tune communication system you're using now. Let First Communication compose your telephone system and service. It has some very pleasant notes. Listen to how First Communication guards against breakdown. Your present system's high notes compared with First Communication's low notes. Call First Communication at 464-1717 and listen to your telephone communication system perform like a symphony. When the joys of home ownership bog down in financial responsibilities like a new roof or an extra room, remember, home ownership can also mean financial opportunity like home equity. Let Jefferson Savings help you meet those responsibilities and talk with your tax advisor about the money-saving opportunities of an any-purpose home equity loan. Jefferson Savings and Loan Association, an equal housing lender.
It's your turn to throw the weekend jam. Everybody's cool. Lots of food, plenty of booze. All your new friends are there. Family. You turn on the music. The radio. Continuous music. Q93 with always more than 93 in a row. It's Sunday. Yeah, after 8 o'clock. Sunday night oldies in full effect with A.D. Barry. You got an idea? A special song that'll make everyone remember your party, the baddest party of the year. 260-9393, you dial frantically. 1-800-364-9393 if you're out of town. Hello, Q93. A.D. Barry's got your song. And you left a message. The radio's on. You're on the radio. Your friends look at you? Yeah. Sunday night oldies, 8 o'clock only on Continuous Music Q93.
The Saints are on Q93.
Larry Weisman, the specter of Joe Montana, continues to hover above this San Francisco 49er team. What's going to happen when and if he's ready to play again?
I don't really think that the 49ers want to confront a situation where he and Young are again dueling for this job. I think the 49ers have convinced themselves that as far as, you know, they're concerned, it's time for them to move on as an organization. And in the words of the immortal Chuck Noll, it's time for Joe maybe to get on with his life's work, whatever that may be.
Do you think he will ever have to work again?
Oh, he doesn't need to work, but he's so competitive a guy that he's not going to want to go out on these kind of terms, and I would not rule out the possibility of seeing him play somewhere else next year.
Larry Weisman of the USA Today, a guy I read every morning and enjoy throughout the week and throughout the football season. from the USA Today. Thank you very much for the visit at halftime. This beautiful collection of Oscar De La Renta ties, courtesy of the Wemco Company right here in New Orleans, is your gift for stopping by, and it's great to see you again.
Thanks, Jim. I'll come back and get a sport coat the next time.
You got it. Well, that's the Southeast Airlines halftime report. Our score, the 49ers 10 and the Saints 10. The second half kickoff is next on the Saints Network.
When it comes to getting your Ford serviced, you don't want any surprises. That's why Interstate Ford in Metairie keeps the prices for the most common services listed on a menu over the service counter, so you can see what the charges are up front. Like an engine tune-up for as low as $39.95. Stop in at Interstate Ford, 3724 Veterans Boulevard in Metairie anytime. There are no surprises here. Quality care. It may be your car, but it's still our baby.
Welcome back to the Superdome. Jim Henderson has some stats.
Well, I think one of the surprising ones, the Saints have been outrushed, but they have outpassed the 49ers in the first half. The 49ers with 106 net yards rushing to just 35 for the Saints, but 78 yards passing for the Niners to 139 for the Saints. Steve Young has run the ball 5 times for 49 yards, an average of 9.8 yards with a long gainer of 26, and we are underway.
There's the kickoff. Ampley returns it from the 1, up to the 10, to the 15, to the 20. Gets outside at the 25, stops at the 30-yard line, and then is pushed out of bounds at the 33. About a 32-yard return from the doorstep of the end zone for Ampley, who returns that one. He's drafted second this year, rookie out of Florida State.
Well, did they have any hot dogs left by the time you got there?
And, of course, Archie... in going to the hot dog line, I'll answer the question for me. Yes, they did. I got one.
Great.
So
thanks.
We'll see what happens.
Thanks for thinking about your buddy back here, carrying the ball.
So it'll be first down for the 49ers at the 33-yard line. After the return by Ampley, Young back to pass, throws in the flat. It's caught by Waters at the 35 and out of bounds at the 41-yard line. It'll be an 8-yard gain. Second down and 2 yards to go. Just underway in the second half, 14:44 remaining in the third period of play. Score tied at 10-10.
Well, I see our old engineer Walt Pierce back here still has the magic fingers at the dials. I think he sabotaged your microphone.
Oh, Grady. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we hear you now.
Grady, you messing with my mic back there?
He still got it.
Third down play, or second down play coming up for the 49ers, who have 13 first downs in the contest. Split backfield, handoff to Waters, trying to sweep right. He was hit in the backfield, gets the first down as he gains up to the 45-yard line on a 2nd and 2. A pickup of 4 yards on the play, and Les Miller had hit him in the backfield, but he squirted free and got up for the first down at the 45.
Yeah, I don't think we ever covered any afternoon scores. Of course, the Falcons beaten this afternoon by the Bears 41-31. Tampa Bay comes from behind, pulls out a close one over Detroit, 27-23. We mentioned earlier the Rams won today, defeating the Jets 18-10. Jets 0-4.
13th first down of the ball game. We were incorrect a moment ago. Saints almost offside. Hands off goes to Waters on 1st and 10 from the 45-yard line. Loose football at the 49. There's a big scramble for it. All kinds of markers have been thrown. Saints say they got it. Saints have it. That's the second 49er turnover, and the Saints recover the fumble.
Boy, that's a big lift. An awfully big lift to get that turnover, something the Saints have done well. And as you might guess, Ricky Jackson down at the bottom of that pile coming away with the football.
And Aptley spikes it right off the field. 13 and a half minutes remaining in the third quarter, and the Saints have the ball in 49er territory. How about that?
Well, let's see if the Saints come out in their play-action passing game again that was so good to them in the first half. 2 backs in, 2 wide receivers, and Wainwright the tight end. This is a running formation. Let's see if they come with the play-action.
Wide receivers left and right. Football on the near side. Hashmark. Handoff goes to Von Dunbar. Got a good hold for a moment, and he gains to the 44-yard line. A pickup of 5 at 2nd down and 5.
Well, that's what you want on first down, 5 yards. Tommy Stowers enters the game now. We'll see who for. Ironhead will come out, so the Saints will probably employ a ace offense here. That means 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers, and Dunbar will be the lone back.
And the offensive line rotating once more. Kennard is back in there along with Cooper, the original starters. Ford and Trapillo came in and played much of the second quarter.
Bobby, many times on the two tight end set, Bobby will check the defense and run the play. If it's a running play, run accordingly, left or right. I'd say he'd probably want to go to the right here.
At the 44-yard line, it's 2nd down and 5 yards to go, and it goes left. Dunbar is hit right as he crosses the line of scrimmage, and he gains 4 down to the 40-yard line. Kevin Fagan makes the tackle, but had a little ride with Vaughn Dunbar down to the 40.
Well, I had a 50-50 chance.
Hey, you can't be right all the time. Kevin Fagan stood his ground, made a nice tackle. Looked like that play was going to pick up more than that. What did Paul Boudreaux say about Kevin Fagan? He's got arms bigger than my legs. He's got some guns on him, doesn't he, those biceps?
Saints are 4 for 6 on 3rd down conversions. This is a short 3rd down, as Archie mentioned, which was important in the pregame. 3rd down and 1 from the 40-yard line. Tommy Stowers, a flanker on the left. Eric Martin wide out to the right, split backfield. Fake handoff on 3rd and 1. Saints will throw down the field. Caught by Martin. First down, 25 to the 23.
Same formation that we criticized them last weekend on 3rd and short yardage, running to the right. That time they came with a play action, and the 49ers really bit on it. They were looking for the run there, it looked like.
Well, they really were. What the Saints did, they didn't come with the 3 tight ends. Of course, they don't have 3 tight ends. They'd have to use a lineman. They're prepared to do that. But they left one receiver in the game, Eric Martin, ran the play action pass. Eric Davis on the coverage out there, and he can't cover Eric Martin on the one-on-one.
We should mention that earlier in this game, Eric caught a pass in his 77th straight. He's closing in on Danny Abramowitz's record in the Saints uniform of 79 straight games with a completion.
18-yard pass to Eric Martin, 1st and 10 at the 23-yard line in Niner territory. Pitch, sweep to the left. Dunbar cuts it up at the 20 down to the 19-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 4 on the play. 2nd down and 6 coming after Keith DeLong, #1 draft choice 3 years ago, makes the tackle.
And that last completion from Hebert to Martin was the 1,000th of Hebert's career. It was number 1,000 is what it was.
Right. Good hard running by Dunbar. Didn't pick up at 3, but it probably should have been for no gain.
2nd down, right at the 19-yard line. Football is downfield from the 20 a bit, so they call it the 19. So we'll call it a long 6 yards to go, and Early is in motion from slot right to the left. Hebert fake handoff, throws over the middle. It's in and out of the hands of the would-be receiver, a tight end. And San Francisco says it recovered the football at the 6-yard line, and now other officials are coming in to say the pass was incomplete. It was intended for Wainwright. Incomplete, a good break for the Saints.
Well, same play the Saints ran earlier when Bobby tried to throw to Wainwright in the end zone. The ball was tipped at the line and hit a 49er defender in the back of the head. This time Wainwright had a step and just didn't hold on to the football. It bounced in the air. Fortunately, the 49ers did not intercept it.
Yeah, they're working on Michael Walter, the linebacker they feel is the weakest out of the 4 for the 49ers, and Wainwright should have had that pass.
That was the first incompletion in the last 7 passes for Bobby Hebert. 3 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Hebert out of the shotgun, stands at the 25, the line of scrimmage, the 20.
49ers coming with a blitz. Maybe hit a big play right here.
It's a lob to the end zone, intended for Early. He couldn't get to the ball. The fans will want to call there, but no flag thrown.
Well, ball was underthrown. Griffin on the coverage on Early. 49ers brought the safeties from deep. That means man-on-man across the board. Side adjustment by Quinn Early. Bobby trying to lay it up deep, just underthrew it.
Morton Anderson comes into the ball game to try to kick his 2nd field goal of the contest.
Man, that looked like pass interference to me.
Should have easily been called.
It will be a 37-yard field goal attempt on the left hash mark in the Girard Street end zone that could break the tie with 10:26 remaining 3rd quarter. Barnhart to hold. There's the snap, back in good shape. The ball is in the air. It has the distance, but he hooked it.
Oh.
Timeout. It's a tie score, 10:22 remaining in the 3rd quarter. 49ers 10, Saints 10. This is New Orleans Saints football.
With the help of the Sports Medicine Center at Lakeside Hospital, you can maximize your potential in sports. If sports injuries occur, you will have comfort in knowing the Sports Medicine Center is there. State-of-the-art medical technology, physical rehabilitation, and fitness equipment, plus the multi-specialty staff at the Sports Medicine Center can enhance your body's performance. Sports Medicine Center can prevent, diagnose, treat, and rehabilitate injuries far more effectively than ordinary hospitals or health spas. See for yourself. Call 885-3488 888 for more information. Hey, George, I heard you just purchased a new heat pump.
Yeah, Bill had it installed last week.
Why in the world did you buy a heat pump?
Well, a heat pump's one piece of equipment that provides comfortable heating and cooling with just the flick of a switch. And for each unit of electricity that goes in, you get 3 units of heat out. I mean, it's like getting a $100 value for only $33.
George, where'd you get your heat pump?
We got it from a contractor member of Louisiana Heat Pump Association. And if you're interested in moving up to the heat pump, just call 1-800-537-4255. They'll provide you with a list of qualified member contractors in your area.
Tonight at 8 o'clock, get ready for the best oldies.
Don't you know love's gone? You better tell me. I want to feel the fire again.
It's Sunday Night Oldies. We all know that 8 o'clock is a little too early to hit the sack. So while those other guys are trying to put you to sleep, join us at 8 o'clock for a lot of feel-good music that you want to hear by request.
Let the other guys put you to sleep. We'll make you feel good with Sunday Night Oldies. Q93. The Saints are on Q93.
This game is being brought to you in part by Ford Quality Care, a proud sponsor of Saints Radio. It may be your car, but it's still our baby. Ford Quality Care. First and 10, 49ers at the 20-yard line. Second Niner possession of the second half. They fumbled on their first. Young is pressured out of the pocket. He dumps one off to Waters at the 24-yard line, and he's tackled immediately and kept in bounds by a couple of Saints defenders, Vaughn Johnson and Toy Cook. Gain of 5. It'll be second down. Let's pause 15 seconds for ID. This is New Orleans Saints football.
CJ and Company in the morning.
The oldies all request lunch hour. They all request a dedication party.
93 in a row.
More money.
And now the Saints. You're listening to Q93, WQUE-FM New Orleans, the FM station for the New Orleans Saints.
Second down and 5 from the 25-yard line. Saints have pitched shutouts in the past 2 second halves, the past 2 games. Wide receivers left and right, split backfield. Young back to pass, being pressured out of the pocket, just gets out of the grasp of Jackson, runs with it 25-30 and dances out of bounds at the 31-yard line.
Well, there's 2 plays in a row where the Saints had a great pass rush, but Steve Young was able to scramble away on the first down, get a 5-yard completion. That time, get out to the right side and run forward, pick up 5 yards on the run, first down. What a weapon.
It's got to make for a long night for your defensive linemen. They've been chasing that guy all over the lot tonight without much success. They're doing a real good job on Pat Swilling, double-teaming him most of the time. He's not had much penetration recently.
Young has 55 yards rushing. That last scramble was good enough for 6. It's first and 10 at the 31-yard line in Niner territory.
Well, I predict the Saints are going to get to him in a minute.
Split backfield and 2 wide receivers to the right this time for San Francisco in their road white jerseys and gold pants. Fake handoff. Young back to pass. Looks down the field. Throws for Rice. Oh, it's knocked down on a great defensive play by Reggie Jones. Incomplete.
Well, you were right, Archie. They did get to him just as he released that ball with Wayne Martin pouring through. Boy, what a great night he's having on the defensive line for the Saints.
He really is coming hard. Good pressure up the middle, and that's the reason Steve Young did not get a lot on the football. He had to throw it, and Wayne Martin breathing down on him. It kind of wobbled. Reggie Jones was able to recover and knock it away.
The closer the Saints defense gets, Archie, does that continue to pressure the quarterback or make him feel a little different about what he's going against?
Oh, absolutely. It's just hard to step up and throw the football. Of course, what Young can do then is scramble around and make a big play.
Second down and 10 from the 31-yard line. That pass was intended for Rice. He only has 2 catches in the game. Young back to pass, throws over the middle, caught by Rathman, a big target of Steve Young, and he gains up to the 40-yard line. Good enough for 9 yards, tackled by Vaughn Johnson.
Yeah, Archie mentioned it earlier, what an accomplished pass receiver Tom Rathman is. Had made 12 catches prior to this game, including 3 touchdowns through the air against the Giants earlier. But that's his first catch this evening.
Boy, he's a tough guy, too. He made that catch, lowered the shoulder. Vaughn Johnson took him on, but Rathman went forward. Got the 49ers in good position now with about a third, about a half a yard.
5 for 7 on third down conversions. Third down and 1 from the 40-yard line. Saints have 4 men down on the line of scrimmage. Handoff goes to Waters. He's pressured in the backfield. He won't go anywhere. He's dropped for a loss. Maybe of 1. Back to the 38.
Yeah, James Williams was in on that play. tackle.
-1 back to the 39-yard line. It is 4th down and 2.
Well, the Saints did just such a great job of stringing the play out. Great pursuit coming from the inside, and Klaus Wilmsmeyer will try his second punt of the evening.
You're going to get to see Lewis Lips return this one. His first punt was 47 yards. Lips stands at his own 20.
Probably without not a lot of blocking, though. The Saints are coming after it again.
Low snap. It is a wobbly kick. Lips calls for a fair catch at the 24. A 37-yard wobbly punt from Klaus Wilmsmeyer. Timeout on the field, 7:19 remaining third quarter. Proud sponsor of Saints Radio is Sears Brand Central, the brand you want at the store you trust. 10-10, Niners and Saints. Now this for BC Powders.
Power, BC Power.
When your job gives you a powerful headache, you need the power of BC.
Power, BC Power.
In this auto body shop, you get a headache just walking in the door.
BC Power in the powder, the power of BC.
Somebody's hammering out dents over here or running a grinder over there. So there's always noise.
BC Power in the powder, the power of BC.
Then on top of that, there's fumes. Pretty soon your head starts pounding like a sledgehammer.
You need something to see you through, something strong so you feel like new.
Around here, there's headaches just looking for a place to happen. But BC knocks them right out.
BC Power in the powder, the power of BC.
When you need strong relief, BC stops pain fast.
The power of BC.
Use as directed.
If you've been putting off your car's oil change, do it now. Today's 4- and 6-cylinder cars are really tough on motor oils. Drive into the Lube Center in Alexandria, Louisiana, and get a complete Castrol GTX oil change. And while you're there, register to win free Saints tickets. The job will be done fast and done right using Castrol. Castrol, as you know, provides maximum protection against both viscosity and thermal breakdown. Spruce up your car's engine at the Lube Center in Alexandria, Louisiana. Saints get it back, 1st down and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Well, last time they had it, they failed to capitalize on the Waters fumble that Jackson recovered at the San Francisco 49. They drove it down to the 27, but Morton Anderson missed a 37-yard field goal attempt. And he doesn't miss many of them. Let's see if the Saints can get it back up offensively here. Tied at 10 with 7:19 remaining in the third quarter in what has been a whale of a hard-hitting football game.
Wainwright is the tight end on the left. Wesley Carroll is split to the left. In the slot to the right is Eric Martin, and wide to the right is Quinn Early. Only one running back gets the football. Vaughn Dunbar breaks into the 3, 30, 35, 37, fumbles the football. There's a big scramble for it. And I think the Saints got the football back, but another back judge is saying Dunbar was down at about the 38. 14-yard gain from the 24 to the 38-yard line. Dunbar was down.
Good run by Vaughn Dunbar. Excellent blocking up front. David, you missed it. We had a little visitor to our guest there. Mr. Stonebreaker just brought Henderson a hot dog. That come from Stonebreakers?
I think it came from the Bears game.
Well, you don't have any problem eating it. He just steps right up to the plate. 6:35 remaining in the third quarter of play. Saints have it 1st and 10 at their own 38-yard line. Fake handoff, bootleg to the near side. Bobby Hebert pump fakes, throws, caught at the 45-yard line. That's Eric Martin, 1st and 10 Saints. 17 yards on the play.
A good bootleg action by Bobby Hebert, and he's coming on the run all the way. Eric Martin on a crossing route. Looked like Bobby was pumping the ball and maybe not real comfortable with it. Threw it a little bit behind Eric, but he made a nice catch, and the Saints get another 1st down.
Martin has 3 catches for 46 yards, including that 17-yarder. 1st and 10 at the 49ers' 45-yard line. Early breaks huddle and goes wide to the left. Wide to the right is Wesley Carroll.
Ace formation, 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers.
Wainwright's the tight end on the left. Stowers the tight end on the right. Dunbar the only running back. Bobby Hebert under center. Carroll in motion. Handoff to Dunbar. Tries to bounce outside, but there's Kevin Fagan, and he stops him for little or no gain.
Romanowski blitzes through from a linebacking spot, disrupts the flow of the run, forces him outside. Fagan there to make the stop.
Well, what was Paul Boudreau telling us before the game? Making positive yardage was the thing he was most pleased about, or has been most pleased about recently. They haven't broken the big one, but they haven't found themselves in 2nd and 11, as they will here, or 3rd and 12, because of a lack of some positive yardage in the running game. That's one of the few times in recent carries that Vaughn Dunbar's been dropped for a loss.
Well, this is the first time in this drive that we've gone to 2nd down. We've had 2 long pass plays for a 14-yard run by Dunbar and a 17-yard pass to Martin. 2nd down and 10 from the 45. A flanker and a wideout to the left, a slot and a wideout to the right. Draw play goes to Dalton Hilliard. He's hit in the backfield and squirts free from a would-be tackler and gets back to a 2-yard loss instead of more.
Absolutely nothing there. Pierce Holt just fights off the block. I think of Derek Kennard. Stops Dalton Hilliard just about at the time he receives the draw play. Saints will face a tough now 3rd and 12. Not in field goal range yet.
Saints lose 2 on the play. It's 3rd down and 12 from the 47-yard line. And New Orleans is 5 of 8 on 3rd down conversions. 10-10 the score, 4:20 remaining 3rd quarter. Trips to the near side. Torrance Small is the widest man out. Wide receiver to the left is Wesley Carroll with 2 in the slot. That's Early and Martin. In motion, Torrance Small from left to right. Now back to the right again. Bobby Hebert out of the shotgun on 3rd and 12. Plenty of time. Looks down the far side sideline. Throws. It's caught by Carroll at the 33 after it was tipped. First down.
Well, I tell you, a lot of times you need a little luck. You need to be able to get away with something. Bobby had 3 receivers to the right, 1 receiver to the left, and he made a poor choice. The linebacker, the defensive back over there, had dropped into coverage. There were 2 people covering on Wesley Carroll, and Bobby tried to force it in there. The ball actually should have been picked off by a defensive back. As a result, it's tipped in the air, and the catch is made.
I want to give some credit to a guy who's had a rough season up to this point in some respects, Stan Brock. He's doing a heck of a job on Tim Harris tonight, who came in with 5 sacks. He hasn't gotten near Hebert so far.
13-yard pass to Carroll. Defending on that last play and tipping the ball was Merton Hanks. Eric Martin in motion now in the slot to the right. Bobby Hebert, fake handoff, back to pass, throws down the near side sideline, and Martin can't get to the ball. He was shielded off by the defender. It's incomplete at the 10. Don Griffin defending.
Well, this is a play the Saints ran in the first half on a slot formation, play action pass, and you send your inside receiver down, out, and down. Flipped it over, tried to run it to Eric Martin. Coverage was good.
3:07 remaining 3rd quarter. Score tied at 10 and 10. 2nd down and 10 from the 34-yard line, and remnants of the barnyard being talked about by the fans.
What are they saying?
Wide to the right is Quinn Early. Wide to the left is Eric Martin. Craig Hayward in the backfield now, along with Vaughn Dunbar behind Bobby Hebert under center. Hands off to Dunbar. Good hole for a moment, but was closed quickly at the 30-yard line. Only a 4-yard gain. It's 3rd down and 6. Tackle made by Dennis Brown.
Misdirection running play, pulling the offside guard and tackle, and Vaughn Dunbar trying to take it through on the right side. You're exactly right, David. A hole there just for a second and then close very quickly. Saints will face another big 3rd down play.
Well, they're 6 of 9 on 3rd down conversions. It's 3rd and 6 from the 30-yard line.
It seems the popular formation in this situation tonight is 3 receivers to one side. The Saints will come out this time. Shotgun formation, 2 receivers right, 2 to the left, and Dalton Hilliard beside Bobby Hebert in the backfield.
Martin and Early to the right. Torrance Small in the slot with Wesley Carroll wide to the left.
Looks like Early has a one-on-one out here on this right side. Uh-oh.
Movement and whistles and flags.
I think Joel Hilgenberg double pumped the snap.
Well, instead of 3rd and 6 from the 30, it would be 3rd and 11.
Ball start on the offense. Both guards move prior to the snap. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
You know, I really can't imagine why that happened. I'm not sure if the Saints are using now the foot for their snap count. Really, you shouldn't have to when you're playing at home.
You wouldn't think so.
It's the 3rd Saints penalty for 25 yards and losses. Same formation. Early and Martin right. Small and Carroll left.
I know one thing. 3rd and 6 is 3rd and 11 is a lot different than 3rd and 6.
Out of the shotgun, Bobby Hebert stands at his own 40-yard line. Long signal count, and he gets the snap right as the clock went to 0. Back to pass, throwing, intended for Torrance Small, and it's picked off at the 17-yard line by David Whitmore. Intercepted by the 49ers.
Well, the Saints been trying to pick on Whitmore all night. Went to him one too many times.
1:44 remaining 3rd quarter, a turnover. It's tied 10-10. You're listening to Saints football.
What can you buy for $9.95 these days?
We deliver.
Quite a lot. With Express Mail overnight delivery service from your post office. For less than $10, you put the full power of the United States Postal Service to work for you. Over 700,000 men and women ready to do whatever it takes to assure next morning delivery. Express Mail service, just $9.95 for up to 8 ounces. Sponsored by your Postal Service.
On select models with approved credit, discounts off MSRP ranking according to Chrysler Corp. Car buyers, tomorrow is the last day of Ray Brand Dodge's biggest auto sales event ever. Your last chance to buy the new 92 3/4-ton high-top conversion van and get the 92 Dodge Colt free. Your last chance to register to win Saints season tickets or a trip to a Saints away game or limo dinner and tickets to a Saints home game. Tomorrow at Ray Brand Dodge, 1660 West Bank Expressway, Harvey. There's only room in this town for one Dodge dealer, Ray Brand Dodge. The rest, get out of Dodge.
When you think of the Saints, you think of big fun in the dome. You think of suds. You think of the sensations. And of course, you think of doing the Benson Boogie. Now when you think of the Saints, think of all the play-by-play action live in 100,000-watt stereo. That's what you get each week that the Saints take on a new opponent, because Q93 is 100,000-watt clear stereo. And each week that the Saints take on their new opponent, we broadcast that game live with Jim Henderson, Dave Garrett, and Archie Manning. Thank you, Q Orleans, for making us the official station for the New Orleans Saints. And listen all week to pick up on your free tickets to the next home game. Also, more tailgate parties and more Houdat spirit. The official FM station of the New Orleans Saints. More music and more money. Q93.
The Saints are on Q93.
First down and 10 for the 49ers from the 18-yard line in Niner territory, and an offense in the third quarter that has only 2 first downs and 36 yards of total offense. Saints defense has done well. Fake pitch, Young back to pass, underthrows and incomplete. It was intended for his tight end, Brent Jones, at the 20-yard line. Defending on the play was Maxey, but that play was messed up from the start.
Well, that's just a well-prepared defense right there. I've seen, especially with Steve Young, the 49ers execute that play a dozen times. Just a little quick fake, bootleg right out of a 2 tight end set, quick throw, and Brett Maxey was right there to knock it away.
And Pat Swilling with good pressure.
Second down and 10 from the 18-yard line.
You know, it hurts so bad about the interception, not so much that we didn't pick up the third down, but it took us out of the field goal.
One wide out to the right, one wide out to the left. Rathman in motion out of the fullback spot. Back to pass is Steve Young. He throws intended for Jones. It's caught at the 40, 45, and out of bounds in Saints territory. Cross at the 50-yard line, and a 32-yard pass right at the 50-yard line. Jones, the tight end, goes out of bounds. Tackled by Ricky Jackson and Gene Atkins.
Well, that was a great throw by Steve Young. Well-executed play. You don't see Ricky Jackson that often in pass coverage anymore, especially 20, 25 yards downfield. Brent Jones, coming off a hamstring injury 2 weeks ago, though, ran a corner route, ran a good route, and Young put it right on him. Ricky was trailing about 2 yards behind.
On the Saints side of the 50-yard line, it's first down and 10. Sherrard goes wide to the right. Jerry Rice splits wide to the left. Rathman and Ricky Waters in the backfield behind left-handed Steve Young. Handoff goes to Waters at the 50. He has a hole down to the 45 to the 43-yard line. A 7-yard gain at second down and 3. The drive started at the 18-yard line, an incomplete pass, and then Brett Jones caught a 32-yard pass to the 50, and then the 7-yard run by Ricky Waters, last year's second-round draft choice.
Well, this is where the 49ers and Mr. Young can really be dangerous. They get the 7 on first down, 2nd and 3, and you just don't know whether to anticipate the run or some type of bootleg play-action run option series by Steve Young.
26 seconds remaining third quarter. It's probably the last play of the quarter. Rice in motion from left to right, split backfield. Saints get a good jump on the play. Back to pass, Young, he throws. As he's hit, it's incomplete. But then we have a very late flag thrown at the 43-yard line. And we'll read this one. Saints are clapping their hands.
So are the 49ers.
It's offside.
But the fans aren't.
I thought the flag was late, although I thought the Saints possibly jumped off sides prior to the snap of the ball.
Offside, number 57, 5-yard penalty results in the first down.
Boy, was that a late flag for offsides.
I think that thing was sewed in his pocket.
So it'll be a 5-yard penalty down to the 38-yard line. First down and 10, the 16th first down of the ball game for the 49ers, and their 4th of the second half, their 2nd of this drive.
Ricky's done a good job of anticipating that snap count a few times tonight. He got caught that time. Swilling's over on the defensive left side now rushing.
And off to Waters, being chased in the backfield, turns upfield, bumps heads with Reggie Jones, and then gains across the 35 down to about the 32-yard line. We'll call it a 7-yard gain. It'll be 2nd down and 3 from the 31, and there's a 2nd down and 3 situation again for the 49ers. That's the end of the third quarter of play. 10-10, 49ers and Saints. It's all tied up. And now this for Southwest Airlines and your Southland Jeep and Eagle dealers.
These days in business, you have to look at problems as challenges. For instance, they cut my department's travel budget in half and said I had to keep sending out the same number of people. Okay, I accepted the challenge and found a solution. Southwest Airlines Friends Fly Free offer. You can buy one round-trip ticket at their low, unrestricted fare, and a friend flies with you free, anywhere Southwest Airlines flies. And friends aren't just spouses and pals. They're bosses and partners and clients, too. There's no advance purchase on a Friends Fly Free ticket either. Just make a reservation at least 24 hours in advance and stay over for one night. By the way, this offer doesn't include local airport taxes up to $12 round trip each. If your plans change at the last minute, Southwest Friends Fly Free tickets are fully refundable. And although seats are limited right now, they're available all week long. Friends Fly Free only on Southwest Airlines. It's the perfect solution to cut your business budget or to turn a short business trip into a long weekend. Call 1-800-I-FLY-SWA. It's just plain smart.
There's something going on at your Jeep and Eagle dealer. Clearance sale. It's the end of the model year. Save big. Your dealer wants to make room for all the new models. Save really big. Get a 4-wheel drive Jeep Cherokee.
Welcome back to the Superdome. The final 15 minutes, score tied 10-10. Proud sponsors of Saints football. Penn's Oil and Gum Out, both available at Walmart stores and by Tabasco brand products. Proud sponsor of Saints football, Tabasco brand pepper sauce, 7-spice chili, and Tabasco brand Bloody Mary mix. Like the Saints, they're a Louisiana legend.
Third quarter stats. Saints trail in first downs. 49ers have 16, Saints 13. Passing yardage, Saints win there, 187-132. The time of possession, the 49ers have 25-14 to 19-46 of the Saints.
2nd down and 3 from the 31-yard line. Young throws over the middle. It's caught at the 15, and down with the smack is Sherrard at the 16-yard line, or the 15 rather. It's a 16-yard pass reception to Sherrard from Steve Young.
I'll tell you, that was an impressive play on the part of Mike Sherrard. Just beat a defensive back to the inside, was open. Slant pattern, made the catch and took a lick. Nice throw by Steve Young. Toy Cook was on the coverage. Who was that? Gene Atkins just popped him.
Yep, turned Toy Cook around. One thing you got to keep your eye on, Jerry Rice may have lulled people to sleep here. He's only got 2 catches for 5 yards tonight.
14:22 remaining in the game. The score is tied 10-10. A new wideout to the left side this time. Reverse motion, and it's a reverse. Handoff goes to Rice, and he's caught in the backfield for a drop. Back at the 20-yard line, it's Wayne Martin. And a big bear hug, and hello, Jerry Rice.
Well, the Saints were ready for it, and we talked about Mike Shanahan went and talked to Bill Walsh, and they're running more offense that is comparable to what the 49ers did back in the Bill Walsh days. The last few years under Mike Holmgren as a coordinator, the 49ers have gotten away from reverses. They used to do it a lot under Bill Walsh, and they're doing it more this year. The Saints were ready for it.
I'll tell you how it's like a Bill Walsh offense. They ran that play on the first play from scrimmage against the Jets last week. He used to be famous for that sort of thing. Usually that's a play you have to set up over the course of the game, and he hit them with it right off the bat, got them back on their heels, and they never recovered.
A 5-yard loss at 2nd and 5 from the 20-yard line. Young under center, straight back to pass, looks down the field, he throws. It was caught for a moment by Rice and incomplete. At the 6-yard line, Toy Cook defending, comes up with the ball off the turf. It's incomplete, 3rd and 15.
Steve Young under a lot of pressure, good rush up front. From the Saints, he hung in there and delivered the football just a little behind Jerry Rice, bobbled it and could not hang on.
Now, the Saints don't have a sack tonight, I don't believe, nor do the 49ers, do they? I know the Saints don't have one, though.
5 of 8 on 3rd down conversions. It's 3rd and 15 at the 20-yard line. Don't forget, later we'll be picking our Popeyes Pop of the game.
49ers offensive line has just given up 2 sacks in 4 games thus far.
Steve Young
wants to burn a timeout. He comes up to the line of scrimmage on 3rd and 15 from the 20. We'll pause for these messages. 13:20 remaining in the game. 10-10, the 49ers and the Saints, and you're listening to Saints football.
There are only two things to look for in a pair of Lee jeans. One is fit, the other is a feeling. Something tells you these are jeans you could be comfortable wearing. Right now, Shoetown and Foot in Fashion has men's and women's Lee jeans for only $19.99. Basic, down-to-earth, American jeans. Jeans that not only feel good, but look good. And only $19.99 at Shoetown and Foot in Fashion. You are comfortable in and comfortable about Lee jeans.
Silver Bullet is the right beer now. Brought to you by Coors Light, the crisp tasting beer that's mountains above the rest. Remember to reach for the Silver Bullet when there's no room for filling up. Coors Light, taste of the Rockies. Coors Light, Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Tonight at 8 o'clock, get ready for the best oldies.
Don't you know when love's gone?
Sunday Night Oldies. We all know that 8 o'clock is a little too early to hit the sack. So while those other guys are trying to put you to sleep, join us at 8 o'clock for a lot of feel-good music that you want to hear by request.
Let the other guys put you to sleep. We'll make you feel good with Sunday Night Oldies. Q93. The Saints are on.
20-yard line. Jerry Rice is in motion, stops behind the quarterback, goes back to the left, Young back to pass. He was almost hit in the backfield. Pump fakes, runs with it to the 15, down to the 10. He doesn't get the first down as he dives towards the 8-yard line. 4th down play coming up.
Boy, this guy can avoid a sack. Ronaldo Turnbull was all over him just as he set up, but somehow he got up the middle, made a good run. Got himself in what is an almost automatic field goal situation. Of course, I'm trying to jinx Mr. Kofer here.
Well, say some more then, Archie.
I was afraid he's going to pick up the first down, to tell you the truth.
12:46 remaining in the game. It's 10-10. And it will be officially a 26-yard field goal attempt with Steve Bono to hold on the left hash mark in the Girard Street end zone. This could break the tie. Mike Koper is in. The snap, the ball down, the kick is in the air. Most certainly it had the distance, and most certainly it is good. 12:29 remaining in the ball game. The 49ers break the tie. It's 13-10 over the Saints. Let's pause 90 seconds for these local messages. You're listening to New Orleans Saints football.
The law office of Cardell Thomas provides competent and trustworthy legal advice in a warm and comfortable environment. This team of legal professionals has served their New Orleans community for the past 10 years. Now, if you have legal problems, their professionals stand poised to help you. Cardell Thomas and his associates has assisted thousands of people just like you in cases from maritime, personal injury, criminal, divorces, and succession. Stop by their office at 3723 Canal Street or call 482-2841. 482-2841. The law firm of Cardell Thomas gets results. There's one bank that lives by its motto of absolutely the best personal service in New Orleans. That bank is your friends at United Bank and Trust. At United Bank and Trust, they make it their business to know each of their customers personally because they know to better serve all your banking needs, they have to take a one-on-one approach. Whether it's home mortgages, car loans, home improvement loans, or small business loans, United Bank and Trust at 2714 Canal Street can help. United Bank and Trust, where personal service isn't just a motto, it's the way United does business with you.
If it's sports, you've got to know all the scores. Baseball, football, hockey, and more. If it's about the Saints, you want to know all the updates. The decision makers, Jim Finch and the Jim Moore Show. And who knows the Saints better than our favorite quarterback? The Archie Manning Show. Where can you get all of this and a whole lot more? Q93 sister station, Sports 1280 AM. Sports 24 hours a day. So while the other stations are reporting what they predict, hear it from the horse's mouth. Sports 24 hours a day. Only on Sports 1280 AM.
The Saints are on Q93.
Koper to kick off after booting through the 26-yard field goal. 13-10 49ers. Here's our final Saints Halo Hall of Fame Southwest Airlines clue. I cost the Saints 3 first-round picks in an unpopular ruling by Commissioner Pete Rozelle back in 1968. Who am I? We'll repeat it again correctly in a moment with the address if you think you know this player. Topher to kick off from left to right. And back deep to receive is McAfee. And he'll field this kickoff in the end zone 5 yards deep. We'll give you the clue address in just a moment, but we must pause for these messages. Proud sponsor of New Orleans Saints Radio is BC Headache Powder. No matter where you're hurting, nothing works faster than BC Headache Powder. 13-10 49ers over the Saints. Now this for Popeyes. The footballs are flying, and New Orleans is out to win the West again. And as an official member of the Saints training table, your local Popeyes Chicken and Biscuits is proud to offer the best fans in the league, the Saints Touchdown Special. Enough of our famous New Orleans-style chicken and sides to feed 4 hungry fans and then some. This month's Saints Touchdown Special includes a box of hot, fresh Popeyes chicken, your choice of any 16-ounce side item, and 4 buttermilk biscuits for only $9.99. So come on in to your neighborhood Popeyes for a Saints Touchdown Special at the super party price of just $9.99. Home cooking for the home team. That's what Popeyes Saints Touchdown Special is all about. Pick one up today.
Dropping back to the end zone straight, dancing around, throwing to the sideline, and it's picked off by Troy Cook at the 30. He's to the 28. He's down to the 20-yard line, diving forward to the 19. The Saints have it anyway.
Attention Saints fans, there's a brand new publication devoted exclusively to giving you the inside story on the Saints. It's called Saints Digest, the official publication of the Saints. Game coverage, action photos, player features, an article by Archie Manning every week. Published 26 times a year, weekly, August through January, and 4 special off-season issues. Saints Digest, $32.95 a year. You can get it by calling 1-800-334-4005. That's 800-334-4005. The clue again, I cost the Saints 3 first-round picks in an unpopular ruling by Commissioner Pete Rozelle back in 1968. Who am I? Mail your entry or postcard to Southwest Airlines Halo Hall of Fame Contest, 111 Veterans Boulevard, Suite 704, Metairie, Louisiana, 70005. The drawing deadline for winning entries is October 1st.
I think that may have been Joe Gemelli.
12:23 remaining in the game. 13-10, 49ers over the Saints. After the kickoff into the end zone, the Saints have it 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. Wideouts to either side, split backfield. Stowers is a flanker. Oh, that's Wainwright in motion from right to left. Hebert just a 3-step drop. Dumps one to Von Dunbar, underthrown and almost intercepted by Tim Harris. Incomplete. Thank goodness.
Man, he hit Harris right in stride, didn't he? Where was he throwing that ball?
I'll tell you what happened. It was a little quick fake. He wanted to throw the slant in out there. It was totally covered. Then he was just going to dump it off in the flat to Von Dunbar. I don't know how you can keep from seeing Tim Harris, but Bobby threw it right in his hands.
Dunbar out of the lineup now. And in the backfield along with Hebert is Dalton Hilliard. Eric Martin and Quinn Early are wide to the right. Early's in the slot. Split 5 yards to the left is Wesley Carroll. From the 20-yard line, 2nd down and 10. Martin in motion from right to left. Saints trailing by 3. Hebert back to pass. Throws complete to Martin at the 25-yard line. Down right at the 26. A 6-yard gain. It's 3rd down and 4.
Pretty good tackle there on the part of David Whitmore. After Eric Martin made the catch, looked like he might break free for the 1st down. Saints will face a 3rd and 4 now.
This game has been sold out since 10 o'clock Wednesday morning, and fans have not been cheated tonight. It's 13-10, 49ers over the Saints, 11:50 remaining in the game. Saints are 6 of 9 on 3rd down conversions. It's 3rd and 4 from the 26-yard line.
Let's see if he tries to get it to Torrance Small here on a man-to-man coverage. Whitmore's on the coverage.
Out of the shotgun, Hebert, sacked back at the 18-yard line. Tim Harris, who keeps his arms down in that familiar pose since being penalized earlier this year. With the sack, Saints will have to punt it.
Well, Tim Harris has been quiet tonight, but that's the first sack of the game, and Tim Harris is 6th of the year.
4th down and 12 from the 18-yard line. Here is the first punt of the second half for Tommy Barnhart. He punted once in the first half for 48. Stands at his own 3. The line of scrimmage is the 18. Alan Grant back deep to receive. It's not a great kick. Grant will let it bounce at the 45. Then he picks it up at the 42. Then he's tripped up at the 40. back at the 35, and now he's finally down. A 45-yard punt and a -2 return. 11:07 remaining in the game, 13-10. 49ers have the ball and the lead. Let's pause for these messages. You're listening to Saints Football.
Interstate Ford introduces a new sales concept. No negotiable prices, no pressure, no gimmicks, no haggling. The reduced price of every vehicle is clearly marked. Like a brand new 92 Crown Victoria, fully equipped for the low price of only $15,971. Or a brand new 92 F-150 pickup truck, fully loaded for only $10,995. Come try our no hassle, no haggle, one price concept at Interstate Ford on Veterans Boulevard between Causeway and Cleary and Metairie. Prices plus tax and license, rebates applied, vehicle subject to prior sale. What is your office communication system like? First Communication is the first team in communications. They're ready and able to tune up that out-of-tune communication system you're using now. Let First Communication compose your telephone system and service. It has some very pleasant notes. Listen to how First Communication guards against breakdown. Your present system's high notes compared with First Communication's low notes. Call First Communication at 464-1717 and listen to your telephone communication system perform like a symphony. There are only two things to look for in a pair of Lee jeans. One is fit, the other is a feeling. Something tells you these are jeans you could be comfortable wearing. Right now, Shoetown and Foot in Fashion has men's and women's Lee jeans for only $19.99. Basic, down-to-earth, American jeans. Jeans that not only feel good, but look good. And only $19.99 at Shoetown and Foot in Fashion. You are comfortable in and comfortable about Lee jeans.
CJ and Company in the morning.
The oldies All Request Lunch Hour.
AUD.
The All Request and Dedication Party.
93 in a row.
Oh, money.
And now the Saints. You're listening to Q93, WQUE-FM New Orleans, the FM station for the New Orleans Saints.
The Saints are on Q93.
Come into any participating New Orleans Popeyes and pick up the official 92 Saints bumper sticker. Each has a coupon good for Popeyes menu items, the Saints Super Sweepstakes entry form, and the 92 schedule. Pick one up today at Popeyes. First down and 10 at the 35-yard line after the 45-yard punt and -2 return. Wide receivers to either side and split backfield. Young hands off to Rathman, 35-40, look out, 45 up to the 50-yard line. A 15-yard run on a handoff to Tom Rathman.
Pretty good offensive play, kind of caught the Saints off guard. Young spins out as if to give that sweep play to Waters and hands it off underneath to Rathman. You got an offside guard and tackle pulling. Boy, it's a great block by Steve Wallace on Vaughn Dunbar. And Gene Atkins and Toy Cook have to make the tackle downfield after a first down run.
10:36 remaining fourth quarter. 49ers lead 13-10. Sherrard goes wide to the left. Jerry Rice comes wide to the near side. As Jim had pointed out earlier, he's been quiet tonight. Brent Jones is the tight end on the right side. Young back to pass. As he's hit, he throws to Rice, and it's overthrown and incomplete.
Well, they had the right play on there. I don't know if he checked off or not. I doubt it with this noise in here, but Brett Maxey, who's a strong safety, usually on the strong side, had come up on the weak side because the 49ers had two backs that way. They tried to throw the slant pattern back to Jerry Rice. Wide open, Young threw too high.
Frank Warren had good pressure on that play as well. Second down and 10 from the 50-yard line. 10:19 remaining in the game.
49ers stay very basic, just employing two wide receivers, a tight end, and two running backs most of the time, occasionally a third wide receiver.
Rice is wide left, Sherrard right, back to pass. Young dumps it off right as he's hit to Waters, complete at the 45, down to the 43. A 7-yard gain, it'll be third down and 3.
Well, I thought for sure the Saints had a sack there. Pat Swilling was in there, someone else up the middle, and it seemed like Young just dumped that ball off to Waters with someone around his neck.
10:06 remaining in the game. Third down and 3 from the 43-yard line. 5 of 9 on third down conversions tonight for San Francisco. Clock now under 10 minutes. Massive substitutions for the Saints. 3 in and 3 out. Turnbull is in there now as well.
Saints waited kind of late to make those substitutions.
A slot and a wide out to the right. Odessa Turner is split to the left. Rice in motion from slot right to the left. Young back to pass on third down and 3. He throws down the far side sideline. It's caught by Waters and out of bounds at the 21-yard line. 22-yard gain, 1st and 10 at the 21 in Saints territory.
Oh, what a great catch by Ricky Waters, and a gutsy call on 3rd and 3. Send a play action, send him, or no, just a drop back pass, but Waters coming out of the backfield, then turning it downfield. Ball thrown kind of over his wrong shoulder. He just made that adjustment.
Well, he really had Vaughn Johnson whipped, too. We saw the tight end working on Ricky earlier. This time, Waters had Vaughn Johnson beaten by about 7 yards.
6 catch for Waters for 50 yards receiving tonight. He also has 16 carries for 76 yards rushing.
There's one, could be one of the big plays of the game right there, boys.
Rice wide to the left. Handoff goes to Waters on the draw play, and he's stuck by Sam Mills at the 18-yard line after the 3-yard gain. 2nd and 7.
That's amazing. A guy that small can hit that hard, isn't it?
Clock moving, 8:40 remaining in the game. Don't forget to tune in when Archie, Jim, and I pick the weekly Popeyes Pop of the Game. I don't think we've seen it yet.
Boy, these teams do play tight ones, don't they?
Oh, yeah.
2nd down and 7 from the 18-yard line. Rice is wide to the right. Sherrard wide to the left. Rathman and Waters split behind Steve Young under center. Back to pass. Throws in the flat, caught by Waters and down by Mills immediately at the 16, a 2-yard gain. 3rd down and 5 coming up.
I think Young gets a little tired. You know, he's dropping back, throwing a lot, has to run occasionally. Sometimes quarterback gets tired. You can see it in his passing. He throws a little bit behind his receivers, as was the case that time to Waters. Another big 3rd down play, 3rd and about 5 coming up. 49ers return home next week, host the Rams. The 49ers have played more games in the Meadowlands this year than they have at home in Candlestick Park. They played both the Giants and the Jets on the road.
6 of 10 on 3rd down conversions. 3rd down and 5 from the 16. 2 wideouts to the right, 1 to the left. Back to pass. He's sacked. Back to the 24. Ricky Jackson in there. Along with Ronaldo Turnbull, it's an 8-yard loss. And there, fans, is your first sack of the day.
Finally.
Well, you don't usually see Ricky and Ronaldo in there at the same time. Ronaldo's been spelling Ricky, and this time they were both in there, and they met at the quarterback for the first sack of this game. This is going to be about a 42-yard field goal attempt by Kofer, who's 2 for 2 so far tonight, having hit from 40 and 26.
Oh, how about a block? A 42-yard field goal attempt, right hash mark, Girard Street end zone. Bono to hold, snap is good, ball down, kick in the air, and it is good. Timeout on the field, 6:54 remaining in the game. The 49ers have opened up a 2 field goal lead now. It's 16-10 in favor of San Francisco. Now this for Southwest Airlines and Pennzoil available at Walmart.
These days in business, you have to look at problems as challenges. For instance, they cut my department's travel budget in half and said I had to keep sending out the same number of people. Okay, I accepted the challenge and found a solution. Southwest Airlines Friends Fly Free offer. You can buy 1 round-trip ticket at their low, unrestricted fare, and a friend flies with you free, anywhere Southwest Airlines flies. And friends aren't just spouses and pals. They're bosses and partners and clients, too. There's no advance purchase on a Friends Fly Free ticket either. Just make a reservation at least 24 hours in advance and stay over for 1 night. By the way, this offer doesn't include local airport taxes up to $12 round trip each. If your plans change at the last minute, Southwest Friends Fly Free tickets are fully refundable. And although seats are limited right now, they're available all week long. Friends Fly Free only on Southwest Airlines. It's the perfect solution to cut your business budget or to turn a short business trip into a long weekend. Call 1-800-I-FLY-SWA. It's just plain smart.
How does your car sound when you start it? Perhaps a little like this? Stop into Walmart and pick up Gum Out Extra Fuel Injector Cleaner from Pennzoil. Gum Out helps eliminate engine stalls and hard starts while providing maximum performance. Then your car will sound like this. So for increased engine performance that detergent gasoline alone can't deliver, and at the Walmart price which no one else can deliver, add a bottle of Gum Out to your car's gas tank. Your car's engine will be happy. Walmart. Always.
16-10, 49ers lead the Saints. Tonight's game is being brought to you in part by Ford Quality Care, a proud sponsor of the New Orleans Saints Radio Network. It may be your car, but it's still our baby, Ford Quality Care.
Oh, for the life of a kicker, huh? They almost had Mike Kofer cut a week ago. He made a field goal to save his job against the Jets, perhaps. Tonight, he's hit 3. He looms as a San Francisco 49er hero. Morton Anderson, who won last week's game, has missed from a short distance tonight. He could be one of the GOATs.
Kofer booms this one 8 yards deep in the end zone, and McAfee will touch his knee to the turf. That was an 8-play, 41-yard drive that consumed 4:13 on the clock. A 42-yard field goal by Kofer makes it 16-10.
Boy, who woke Kofer up? Now he's kicking 8 yards deep in the end zone on kickoffs.
Yeah, they tried out Raul Allegre and also Eddie Murray, the former Tulane and Detroit Lion kicker a week ago, decided to stick with Kofer, who's been extremely erratic. Saints fans might remember that he kicked for them in the replacement games for a while back in '87.
Eric Martin splits wide to the right. That's the far side. Wide to the left and near side comes Quinn Early. Tight end is Wainwright on the left side. Colby Brenner is inactive tonight, along with Wilkes on the defense. Hebert hands off to Von Dunbar, the right tackle. Gains 4 yards to the 24. It'll be 2nd down and 6. Saints have only 79 yards in total offense in the second half. 6:35 remaining in this game. 16-10 49ers.
Well, you look back at that third quarter and missed opportunities for the Saints. The 37-yard field goal that Anderson missed when the game was 10-10. And later on, the interception that Whitmore picked off of Bears at the San Francisco 19.
When the Saints were in field goal range there on 3rd and 11.
We correct to a 5-yard gain for Dunbar. It's 2nd down and 5 from the 25-yard line. Dunbar, the only running back behind Hebert, gets the handoff, cuts it up at the 28-yard line, and then he's down after the 3-yard gain. It's 3rd down and 2 at the 28.
Well, good hard running by Dunbar. Puts the Saints in a very makeable 3rd and 2 situation. Maybe a little less than that. Clock moving at 5:51, 5:50 to go in the game. Saints have all 3 timeouts remaining. 49ers have 2.
6 of 10 on 3rd down conversions for the Saints. And it's 3rd down and a short 2 yards to go. Upfield from the 28-yard line.
Looks like Dunbar will get the ball if it's a running play.
Handoff, play action. Bobby Hebert back to pass. Throws a long pass for Eric Martin down the far side sideline. He got stumbled. There's a flag at the 35-yard line. Eric Davis is going to be called for pass interference, it appears.
Well, we thought it was a couple of questionable calls early that could have gone interference against the 49ers. I'm not sure about that one. It looked like Eric Martin just stumbled on the feet of Eric Davis, but the officials threw the flag, and we'll take it.
Defensive pass interference. The ball will be placed at the front of the ball.
All right.
That looked like a makeup call there, much to the delight of the Saints fans. I think 68,591 people called that play for the officials.
Well, it may have been.
Well, actually, they just got tripped up, but Eric Davis may have pushed on Eric Martin a couple of times as they were running down the field. He was running step for step with him. There was no need to push, but he did. But I really think he called it when he got tripped up, and that was not interference.
It ends up being a 32-yard penalty, 1st and 10 from the 39. Handoff to Dunbar, tries to get outside and does. Out of bounds at the 34-yard line. Dunbar with some speed.
And fighting for every last inch. Well, I love that kid as a running back. He gives you everything he's got on every carry. I think he's going to be a real star in this league if the Saints get a better offensive line in the years to come.
Well, I agree with you. I look forward to the day when the Saints can kind of dominate somebody up front in the offensive line and give him plenty of room to run where he can get the ball 20 or 25 times in a game. I think he can have a really big day.
Clock inside, 5 minutes, 16-10, 49ers lead. That was a 5-yard gain by Dunbar, the rookie. Split backfield, Hayward in the backfield along with Dunbar on 2nd and 5. Handoff goes to Dunbar. He's hit in the backfield and dropped for no gain. Tackle made by Dennis Brown. With 4:42 and the clock moving here in the 4th quarter.
Brown, former number 2 draft choice in his 3rd year out of Washington, just comes right off the block on the inside of the line and throws Dunbar for a loss.
They will call it a loss of a yard as the football is touching the 35. It's 3rd down and 6. Saints are 7 of 11 on 3rd down conversions.
Well, Saints need to pick this one up. I don't think they really want to attempt a 52-yard field goal at this point. 3rd and about 6.
Out of the shotgun, 3 wide receivers to the left. Eric Martin in motion. Dalton Hilliard back with Bobby Hebert. There's the snap. He throws. It's caught by Martin. He's still on his feet to the 25. 1st down. Down inside the 25 to the 22. Eric Martin may have fumbled the football. There's a big scramble for it. And we'll read.
Well, I don't know what what's going on in that scramble down there. I know Eric Martin came up with a big catch. Don Griffin had the play defensed and really in position to make an interception and knock it down. 49ers say they have it. I'm not so sure.
I'll tell you, these officials have been so late tonight in calling stuff. This is ridiculous. There's no signal down there yet. Nobody can make up their mind.
Well, it's just been marked 49ers by one of the back judges, and it's 49ers football. It was a 13-yard pass reception by Martin, who had fought for the first down, trying to get extra yardage. He fumbles.
Well, the route was actually a little short of the first down. Eric fought through that tackle, went upfield. We're seeing a replay now. I couldn't tell from that. Looks like he was stripped from behind by Johnny Jackson. Nevertheless, the 49ers have the ball. Well, and really that's all that matters. And Young in the backfield hands off to Waters, and he is stopped way behind the line of scrimmage by Pitt Goff. Well, what a defensive play by Pitt Goff. That's supposed to be a good sound first down running play, trying to get some positive yardage for the 49ers, and Pitt Goff throws Waters for a 4-yard loss.
Call it 3 officially. It's second down and 13 from the 21-yard line after the first and 10 from the 24. Clock a factor, 3:22 remaining in the game, and the Saints were driving. Sherrard wide to the right, Rice wide to the left, Rathman and Waters behind Steve Young. From the 21 in Niner territory, Young back to pass. Is squirted down the pocket. He throws as he's hit. It's incomplete, a flag, intentional grounding.
Gotta be. Wayne Martin was all over him.
Wayne Martin's been in there all night, patrolling there. Had Young in the grasp. He just tried to throw it away. That'll definitely be grounding.
3:05 remaining in the game. And we'll hear the call in a moment by referee Bernie Kukar.
Intentional grounding, number 8, the quarterback, 10-yard penalty, also loss of down.
Also loss of down means it's third down.
And long.
And very long.
And this crowd is into it. I don't care if you're the number 1 offense in the league. This is not the situation you want to be in.
Third down and 23 yards to go. The football is on the 11-yard line.
Well, they may try to just go deep here and hope for interference or a long catch.
Odessa Turner in motion from left to right. There's a dump pass to Rathman. He's hit at the 17 and gains maybe to the 18-yard line, where it'll be fourth down and long.
And now's the time to come after old Klaus.
And timeout is being called by the Saints. Defending on the play was Gene Atkins.
Yeah, the Saints decide to use up one of their 3 timeouts right here, knowing they'll have an extra one with the 2-minute warning.
2:56 remaining in the contest. 16-10 is the score. 49ers leading the Saints. Saints call a timeout. That'll give us an opportunity to tell you about some real cooking with the casual atmosphere. Crammed full of authentic Louisiana sports memorabilia. We're talking about Stonebreaker's Restaurant in Metairie, serving the world's best baby back ribs and delivering to Jim Henderson the world's best hot dog. Owned and operated by former Saint Steve Stonebreaker, where only a Saint can make such heavenly ribs. Did you eat that, by the way?
World's oldest hot dog. That's what he feeds me at the restaurant and calls it baby back ribs.
From the 14-yard line. Fourth down and 15 to go, and here's Klaus Wilmsmeyer. Third punt. Lewis Lips deep to receive.
You know, I don't think Lewis Lips will fair catch this ball. The first one he did fair catch, and I don't think the people are that close to him. I think he regretted it.
Snap back in good shape, big rush. It is a booming, spiraling kick. Lewis Lips may not be able to get to it and does at the 30, and he's escorted out of bounds at the 30-yard line. It was a 53-yard punt by Klaus Wilmsmeyer. Odessa Turner on the tackle.
Well, I tell you, old Klaus hadn't had a lot of experience this year, but he kicked the stew out of that ball. Lewis Lips had to just field it to keep it from going downfield, and his momentum took him right out of bounds.
First and 10 at the 30-yard line. Saints have 2:48 to work with. Dalton Hilliard comes in along with Wesley Carroll and Eric Martin.
Dunbar comes out.
Well, they had it at the San Francisco 24 with 3:40 left, and then Martin fumbled. Now they get it back with 2:48 remaining, but they're all the way back at their own 30 with 2 timeouts remaining.
Out of the huddle comes Eric Martin wide to the left. Quinn Early splits also wide to the left. Martin's in the slot. Carroll is wide to the right. One running back, Hilliard, behind quarterback Bobby Hebert. Gets a quick snap, back to pass, looks, dumps it, caught by Carroll, 34-yard line, and down immediately.
Well, the Saints just run Carroll across the middle, real short pass. Now, the 49ers have 6 defensive backs in the game. Romanowski's their only linebacker. 4-man rush, including Tim Harris on the 49er left defensive side.
No huddle. Second down and 6 from the 34. 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Hebert straight back to pass, looking, throws as he's hit, and it's caught by Eric Martin. First down at the 42-yard line, maybe the 43. It's up to the 43, a 9-yard gain.
Well, Johnny Jackson tried to go for the interception on that play. Bobby threw it low and outside, and Eric made the catch. No huddle offense. They may not get it off before the 2-minute warning. Yes, he does.
Hebert dumps one and caught by Martin at the 49-yard line, a 6-yard gain. And there's the 2-minute warning. David Whitmore on the tackle. It's second down and short for the Saints. There's timeout. 16-10, Niners leading the Saints. 1:58 remaining in the game. And you're listening to Saints football.
With the help of the Sports Medicine Center at Lakeside Hospital, you can maximize your potential in sports. If sports injuries occur, you'll have comfort in knowing the Sports Medicine Center is there. State-of-the-art medical technology, physical rehabilitation, and fitness equipment, plus the multi-specialty staff at the Sports Medicine Center can enhance your body's performance. Sports Medicine Center can prevent, diagnose, treat, and rehabilitate injuries far more effectively than ordinary hospitals or health spas. See for yourself. Call 885-3488 for more information.
In New Orleans, there will always be snowball stands in the summertime. You can depend on it. And since 1883, New Orleans has depended on the Whitney National Bank. In a time when the financial stability of your bank is more important than ever before, more and more people depend on the Whitney. Our dedication to customer service and personal banking relationships has remained uninterrupted for more than 100 years. Stable, competitive, personal, the Whitney. With 32 Metro New Orleans locations to serve you. Member FDIC.
Tonight at 8 o'clock, get ready for the best oldies.
Don't you know love's gone? You better trust me. I want to be a fire, yeah.
It's Sunday Night Oldies. We all know that 8 o'clock is a little too early to hit the sack. So while those other guys are trying to put you to sleep, join us at 8 o'clock for a lot of feel-good music that you want to hear by request.
Let the other guys put you to sleep. We'll make you feel good with Sunday Night Oldies. Q93. The Saints are on Q93.
Second down and 3 from the 50. They officially credit Eric Martin with a 7-yard reception. Martin is in the slot to the left as the huddle breaks. In a flank to the left, Frank Wainwright. Wide receivers left and right outside of the other 2 flankers. On second down and 3 from the midfield stripe. Back to pass. Hebert looks, throws for Hilliard. It's caught. He hangs on and drops the ball. And they say he's down at the 44-yard line. It's a 6-yard gain and a first down.
Man, that's lucky.
Oh, man. That gets these breaks even out. Saints have been the recipients of some good calls tonight.
No huddle, first and 10 from the 44 after the 6-yard gain. 3 wideouts to the left. Hebert dumps it off to Hilliard again at the 40. He gains down to about the 36-yard line. David Whitmore on the tackle, an 8-yard gain. Second down and short.
Saints take another timeout.
Bobby looks to the sideline. Coaches indicate to him they want to call a timeout. Saints will have 1 left now. Of course, as the clock's down to 1:27, definitely need a touchdown. Saints are going primarily with 3 wide receiver set. 1 back, that's Hilliard in the backfield. And Wainwright still in the game, lining up usually on the side where Tim Harris is. So they're really not using that 4th wide receiver. They're trying to protect Bobby Hebert and keeping a tight end in.
1:27 left in this game, and Saints fans here tonight have only 2 questions on their mind. 1, can the Saints score a touchdown? And 2, what excuse can I use to not come into work tomorrow?
Which one are you going to use?
I'm thinking about both of them.
1:27 remaining in the game. Archie and I have to work tomorrow. We'll be live at Stonebreakers at 7 a.m. for the Monday morning quarterback show. I don't know if we'll sleep, though, if we win.
I'll be there with bells on.
Come on, Saints.
We're going to get this one. 49ers have won 9 out of the last 11 here in New Orleans. Saints are going to get this one.
2nd and 2 from the 36-yard line. 2 wideouts to the left, 1 to the right. Hebert back to pass. He throws in the flat. It's caught by Hilliard at the 30-yard line for a first down. He's knocked down immediately by Eric Davis and David Whitmore, but it still moves the chains.
Well, it's like the Saints are just trying to chip away and get it down there where they can get down around the 20 and then take some shots at the end zone.
A flanker and 2 wideouts to the left, 1 to the right. Hebert under center, back to pass. Big rush down the pocket, pump fakes, throws. It's incomplete, intended for Carroll at the 20. The clock will stop.
Carroll didn't think he was going to get the ball because I think he thought Bobby was going to run with it.
Yeah, he was coming back to block. Then all of a sudden, Bobby, who looked like he was going to run to the right, threw back across the middle, and Carroll couldn't hold on.
1 minute remaining in the game, 16-10, the 49ers over the Saints.
Looked like Bobby probably could have run to the sideline, might have picked up about 5 before he'd have to run out of bounds and stop the clock.
Possibly so. 49ers dropping deep into zone coverage, allowing the Saints to have the short stuff and trying to keep them in the field, which are doing a good job of that, making the tackle, making the Saints go with a no-huddle offense and eat up the clock.
1 minute on the scoreboard. The clock will start with the snap. 2nd down and 10 from the 31. Hebert back to pass, throws. It's caught by Wainwright. 25, 20. He tries to get out of bounds and can't at the 20-yard line, but it'll move the sticks again.
Well, Bobby, once again, a no-huddle offense. 49ers kind of got caught sleeping there, not covering Wainwright. He comes up with a big play.
18 first downs for the Saints. 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. There's a pass to the near side end zone, and it's incomplete. Intended for early.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I think they had too many people on the field. They were confused with their substitutions.
Ted Washington could not get off the field.
There are 12 men on the field on the defense. 12 men on the field on the defense.
Well, how about that? Tonight's game brought to you by Southwest Airlines, the official airline of the Saints Radio Network, flying the newest pure jet fleet in America. Southwest Airlines, it's just plain smart.
Well, Saints are in great shape now. They've gotten down to the 15-yard line. May alter the coverage of the 49ers. Usually get more man-to-man coverage down here. If that's the case, they'll be able to take some good shots into the end zone.
2nd down and 5 at the 15-yard line. A flanker and 2 wideouts to the right. Hebert back to pass. Being pressured, he throws. It's caught by Martin at the 3. He's down to the 2. Clock moving with 28 seconds remaining. It stops at 28. Saints have 1st and goal at the 2. Timeout, Saints.
Man, what a catch. What a catch in traffic. And if you worked on that short yardage situation where they failed against the Falcons last week, I hope they worked real hard on it because they're going to have 4 shots at it right here from the 2. Let's hope they don't need that many.
Well, let's pause and refresh a moment. 15 seconds for station identification. You're listening to Saints football.
CJ and Company in the morning.
The Ollie's All Request Lunch Hour. The All Request and Dedication Party.
93 in a row.
More money.
And now the Saints. You're listening to Q93, WQUE FM New Orleans, the FM station for the New Orleans Saints.
Dave Garrett along with Archie Manning, Jim Henderson, and almost 70,000 others loving this one. 28 seconds remaining. 1st and goal at the 2.
All right, what do you think about the call right here, guys? If you run the ball and don't make it, now the clock's going to be moving. There would be time to line up after that and then throw a ball away and get another one together. I say, though, you come out with the play action right here. Maybe some type of movement by Bobby where you can throw it on the run, and if something there, run it into the end zone. Here we go.
2 wideouts to the left, 1 to the right. Dalton Hilliard, the only running back behind Hebert. Wainwright, the tight end on the right. 1st and goal from the 2. Hebert there's a flag on the play. He throws. It's incomplete in the end zone.
Well, I hope that's not a holding.
Derek Kennard is pleading with the official. 23 seconds remaining, and it doesn't look good. Holding against the offense. A penalty will back the Saints up.
Well, Saints tried something quick. Looked like a 3-step drop.
Holding. Number 60 on the offense. 10-yard penalty. Repeat the down.
tried the three-step drop by Bobby. It just wasn't there. Like I said, looking probably some type of slant play. Bobby tried to make a little scramble then. Really got a good rush up front. Bobby had to scramble away, tried to throw it in the middle. I don't know if he was throwing it away, maybe just taking a shot at Wainwright in there, incomplete. And the holding call against the Saints. 23 seconds to go, 1st and 12.
It is still 1st down and goal from the 12-yard line, and San Francisco burns a timeout. We're going to have to pick our pop of the game after the contest. We are not sure what it would be.
Well, there's been some good hits. Gene Atkins put a very good lick on Jerry Rice early in the game. We had the shared sack, big play against Steve Young, that first sack by it was Ricky Jackson and Ronaldo Turnbull. I thought one of the big plays for the Saints was Pig Goff's tackle of Ricky Waters in the backfield when the 49ers obviously wanted to run out the clock, get some first downs. It was a running play and got him for a 5-yard loss on 1st down. That was a big hit.
68,000 people here right now, not one of them in their seat. Everybody in this place on his feet, watching what's going to be an exciting final 23 seconds of this game.
Well, there's still plenty of time. Saints can easily get 3 good shots at throwing the ball right here, possibly get out of bounds. They come out with 3 receivers to the right. Let's see if the 49ers go man-to-man or zone.
1st and goal from the 12. Hebert is 25 of 39 for 267. Out of the shotgun, looks over the middle, lobs one out of the end zone, incomplete. 2nd and goal. Clock tips down to 19 seconds remaining.
Bobby didn't look real confident on that route or that throw.
Well, of course, you don't want to get an interception. You don't want to take a sack. You don't necessarily have to take every shot into the end zone here. 19 seconds. If you got a completion down inside around the 5-yard line, I believe you can huddle quick enough now and just spike the ball, throw it away, and take another shot into the end zone. Here's 4 wide receivers, shotgun formation.
Torrance Ball is the only wide receiver to the left, with Martin, Early, and Carroll to the right. Hilliard, the blocking back, out of the shotgun. 2nd and goal from the 12-yard line.
Like the 49ers are going to drop back with 8 people covering, just 3 rushing.
Hebert rushed out of the pocket, swarms to his right, looks to the end zone, throws. It's a jump ball. It may have been intercepted. We look to the end zone, and I believe San Francisco has intercepted the ball. Eric Davis comes up with it.
Well, with just a 3-man rush, the 49ers were able to come in with some pressure, force Bobby Hebert out of the pocket. As he was running to the right under pressure toward the sideline, he just threw it up into the end zone. 49ers intercepted. The last 5 games between the 49ers and the Saints here in New Orleans have been decided by a total of 15 points. Now I guess you could say the last 6 games by a total of 21 points.
It'll be a touchback and 1st down at the 20-yard line with 10 seconds remaining. Well, there are a lot of disappointed fans at this point.
That one just didn't have a chance. He threw it right in the middle of 3 defenders. There was only 1 Saint receiver back there.
Well, I'm sure he'd like to have it back, Jim. You know, he still had time on the clock and a couple more downs. More of a desperation pass right there.
Knee to the turf for the 49ers offense, and the clock will run out.
It's amazing how the 49ers seem to win football games like this,
especially against the Saints.
Well, the final score will be San Francisco 16, the New Orleans Saints 10. That's today's game broadcast. Now stay tuned for the wrap-up show coming up in 2 minutes. You're listening to Saints football.
Exxon Shop salutes the 26th Saints season with special savings they're passing on to you. Save with the Tiger all summer long. Stop in a local convenient Exxon Shop near you and stock up on plenty of 10K. Beat summer heat with lots of 10K. All 32-ounce flavors only 99 cents at all participating Exxon shops. Rely on the Tiger. Rely on your Exxon shops. Stock up on plenty of 10K. All 32-ounce flavors only 99 cents at all participating Exxon shops. Rely on the Tiger. Rely on your Exxon shops. Prices may vary at participating locations.
On select model, standard effect equipment, tax credit license not included, includes rebates ranking according to the South Central region.
Car buyers, Ray Brandt, the South #1 Nissan dealer, is #2 in the U.S. and racing to become America's #1 Nissan dealer. The new 92 Maxima comes with automatic AC, cruise, tilt wheel, FMA, and cassette stereo, and more. Only $15,990. Or get the new 92 Pathfinder for $15,990 at the Ray Brandt Nissan Clearance Center with the end-of-the-year clearance. 1884 West Bank Expressway, Harvey. Ray Brandt Nissan, guns down the competition.
The Silver Bullet is the right beer now. Brought to you by Coors Light, the crisp tasting beer that's mountains above the rest. Remember to reach for the Silver Bullet when there's no room for filling up.
Hi, I'm Continuous Music Q93's LBJ, and we understand that the workday gets to be a pain right before lunchtime. Just for you, we've designed the Oldies All-Request Lunch Hour to help you get through. Let us know what you want to hear. 260-9393 or toll free at 1-800-364-9393 or fax us at 522-6612. It happens right here at noon on Continuous Music Q93.
The Saints are on Q93.
Sponsored on radio by Southwest Airlines, providing frequent flights and low fares, which is why flying Southwest Airlines is just plain smart. And by Popeye's famous fried chicken and biscuits, official training table product of the New Orleans Saints. And by Ford Quality Care. It may be your car, but it's still our baby.
Welcome back to the Superdome. Disappointed New Orleans Saints fans watching their team on the final drive with 10 seconds remaining. Bobby Hebert throws an interception in the end zone. Picked off in the end zone by Eric Davis. One play, one touch of the knee to the ground, and the Saints dropped to 2-2 on the year, 16-10 San Francisco. Welcoming you back to our wrap-up show. Each week during the season, Archie Manning, Jim Henderson, and I select the outstanding tackle of the game by a Saints player. In recognition of that player's big hit, Popeyes donates $500 to his favorite local charity as the Pop of the Game. Popeyes is proud to be able to recognize an outstanding individual effort and help out the community with the weekly donation to a deserving institution. Our pick for this week's Popeyes Pop of the Game will be shared between Ricky Jackson and Ronaldo Turnbull for their sack of Steve Young late in the ball game. In recognition of their Pop of the Game, both players will designate a local charity to receive $500. Tune in next week for our Pop of the Game selection, brought to you by your local Popeyes famous fried chicken and biscuits, where you can register to win Saints game tickets in the Saints Super Sweepstakes. We're in the wrap-up. The final 16-10. San Francisco wins this ball game over the New Orleans Saints. Saints dropped to 2-2 on the year, and New Orleans is off to play Detroit and the Lions next week in the Pontiac Silverdome. San Francisco now leading in the NFC Western Division with a 3-1 record on the year. We'll pause for these network messages and have more in a moment after this for Popeyes, Ford, and Sears.
Dropping to throw now, looking for the screen, looks like he's going to toss it over. He's going to be picked off at the 38, to the 30, down to the 20, the 10, 5, touchdown save.
The footballs are flying, and New Orleans is out to win the West again. And as an official member of the Saints training table, your local Popeyes Chicken and Biscuits is proud to offer the best fans in the league, the Saints Touchdown Special. Enough of our famous New Orleans-style chicken and sides to feed 4 hungry fans and then some. This month's Saints Touchdown Special includes a box of hot, fresh Popeyes chicken, your choice of any 16-ounce side item, and 4 buttermilk biscuits for only $9.99. So come on in to your neighborhood Popeyes for a Saints Touchdown Special at the super party price of just $9.99. Home cooking for the home team. That's what Popeyes Saints Touchdown Special is all about. Pick one up today.
When it comes to getting your Ford serviced, you don't want any surprises. That's why Interstate Ford in Metairie keeps the prices for the most common services listed on a menu over the service counter, so you can see what the charges are up front. Like an engine tune-up for as low as $39.95. Stop in at Interstate Ford, 3724 Veterans Boulevard in Metairie anytime. There are no surprises here. Quality care. It may be your car, but it's still our baby.
When you're spending hard-earned money on electronics, appliances, and home office equipment, it's good to know there'll always be a store you can trust. Sears Brand Central. You can count on more top brands, more service people, affordable credit options, and most important, a name backed by over 100 years of quality, integrity, and constant good values. No wonder more people buy more top brands from the store they trust. Sears Brand Central.
You can count on me, Sears, Roebuck, and
Welcome back to the wrap-up show. Dave Garrett along with our crew. Jim Henderson is headed to the locker room along with Archie Manning, and we appreciate you listening in to our wrap-up show. This will not be a great summary of activities tonight, but there were some high points in the ball game. The Saints did receive the opening kickoff, ran 2 plays, and Wesley Carroll caught a pass over the middle and then fumbled away. San Francisco takes over and drives down to the 2-yard line when Rice caught a pass. And officially, it will go as this. He was extending his arms to the end zone to try to get the ball into the end zone. The replay clearly showed that Rice had either scored a touchdown or he was down on the play. But the officials ruled that the ball was fumbled into the end zone. The Saints recover for the touchback. New Orleans takes over on its own 20-yard line, marches 8 plays and 80 yards, and scores the first touchdown of the game for either team. On this play, Bobby Hebert in a pass to Eric Martin. Hebert looks over the middle. He throws. It's caught. Martin. Touchdown, Saints! 11-yard pass to Eric Martin capped off the 8-play, 80-yard drive. 7-0 Saints, 6:19 left to go in the first quarter. San Francisco comes right back and scores on a 9-play, 80-yard drive. Rathman scores on a 1-yard touchdown run, and this is the way it sounds. Goal, handoff Rathman, and he gets into the end zone for the touchdown. 49ers are a point after from tying it up. That point after by Kofer was good. It ties the score at 7-7 and capped a 9-play, 80-yard drive, and that's the way the first quarter ended. Second quarter, Young starts his team out on his own 15-yard line after a 48-yard Barnhart punt and marches his team 11 plays and 62 yards to the Saints' 23-yard line when the drive stalled. Kofer hits a 40-yard field goal with 8:55 remaining in the second quarter. It's 10-7 in favor of San Francisco. But the Saints come back, and on their very last drive of the game, after holding San Francisco and a punt which was down at the 1-yard line in Saints territory, New Orleans moves the ball all the way to the 25-yard line in San Francisco territory when their 11-play, 74-yard drive stalls, and Morton Anderson came in to boot a 42-yard field goal. The first half was tied at 10-10. Fireworks continue in the second half, and we'll tell you about that after these messages. You're listening to Saints Football.